transforms into the Man Spider monster from the 90s animated series. We had info that there might be more than 5 villains fighting Spidey. We all know what happened when a movie has too many villains. Right, Raimi? Honestly, it's funny to me. If it didn't work then, why would it work now? Tell me what you think in the comments. Well guys, let's start with the rumors. The new trailer said it begins with Spider-Man and Punisher. They are both in a van talking about a battle. Spider-Man takes Punisher's gun. He says he doesn't like violent justice. Scorpion shows his full suit. The suit looks like the one from the Insomniac game. There is a scene where Scorpion hits Spider-Man. Then Peter crashes into a bus. The bus moves and drags Spider-Man. The sources say the web swinging looks very ugly, and they say everyone will hate the new swinging. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Wetex, and well, this information is really exciting because I'm really fan of the character. And well, first of all, the interaction between Punisher and Spidey is really quiet, something normal, something that we saw in comics and the animated series. And that aspect, take it easy. But the rest is something super interesting. We had the Scorpion with his new suit, and actually is something like the video game of PS4 and PS5. So that is something great. Because if you remember all these amazing Spider-Man villain with all these technological suit, and that's what the feeling of that franchise. Here I think we are gonna have this style, this technology style, but with the video game, try to create this bridge between these two formats. So it is cool for me actually. If you like the video game, you will be enjoying all this stuff, you know. Oh look, it's exactly the same of the video game. Cool. So, and that's bit. It's a 10 out of 10. We will see the final product, of course. But something even more exciting to watch, and I really expect the trailer for that, is the swinging aspect. Look, I know with the CGI, everything looks exaggerated and even better, you know. Because if you think in the physics of the movement, and I had this little toy. It is something like, you know, it's with the practical effect, only side to side. But when you had CGI and crazy stuff, we had more, you know, this kind of stuff. Super exaggerated movement, you know, whatever. Actually, the little toy helped me to explain this thinking. So I don't know if we embold or evolve the swinging of Spider-Man, because you know we had this hate-love relationship with the CGI, because I remember when they hated all the people hated the CGI in the suit, the CGI and everything from No Way Home. And I don't know, with all this the crazy name of the Spider-Man movie, I think it's Homecoming, whatever. The first movie of Spider-Man, everyone hated because for that the CGI was something like I don't like it, full CGI. And now we're back to this practical effect, and all are saying the same stuff, that looks ugly, that is stupid, that whatever, I don't know. I'm really curious to watch the final result, because for me, I don't know, we need to watch. I don't know if we involve as an audience and we don't like anymore the practical effect, and we expect more CGI, more crazy movement and spiral moves and all that, and a Spider-Man or character as Spider-Man. That is my impression. Let me in the comments what you thought about this news. If you expect a cool practical effect Did you like that kind of, uh, I don't know, maybe a style to do a Spider-Man, or if you prefer the CGI? But at the end, I think um, the only answer we are gonna have when the trailer will release. After Before that, I doubt that we had imagined the result, but I'm really interested to watch the trailer right now for that, only for that little aspect. So guys, we're not talking about the villains, and this information is from Alex Perez and Daniel RPK. And first of all, of course, Scorpion. Tombstone, that actually was confirmed. The Hand. The Hand is the organization that we saw in Daredevil, that ninjas, so that is the Hand. And Boomerang is really great to see this character. He has a little participation in the comics in 2022, 2023, so I really like the character. Tarantula, Ramrod, 8 Ball, the Jackal, the Enforcers. And well, it's not, a sub of villain in the movie. Supposedly, some appear in flashback battle, others are escaping from prison, and one group is part of the main plot. And I mean that group is Thompson and Scorpion. And Spider-Man is looking for a clue about a super drug. He entered a place full of villains. He fight everyone but get badly injured. He survived thanks to the Punisher. And well, this is interesting because my first question about this is, what is the role of Sadie Singh in this movie? Because if you remember, we had a lot of information about this character that everyone is wondering who is in the movie, who is she in the movie. I move this a little bit. And well, it's Jean Grey. They are mentioned a lot in the rumor that it's gonna be the Jean Grey character with the X-Men and all this cameo with the Spider-Man that actually has no sense at all. But we will see what happens at the end. And for the other hand, the Super Drug is matched with this monster of the animated series that we saw in that time. If something happened and accidentally Peter, take these drugs, and that is why the first trailer actually mentioned how Peter evolved his power, and now he has these webs, organics webs. It's not technological anymore. Mock of the Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, they said something like, "Hey, what the hell with that hand? Where come from that web?" And all that. Well, super funny. And here now he evolved. I think he evolved the strength here with all that villain, and actually said in the rumor that he fight with a lot of villain. They actually it's almost die, and maybe in the second round, even with forehand fight with these villains again, and he wins and he destroy all that villain. He's a really good theory you think about. But the super draw is the key of all this. And actually, maybe Bruce Banner, that is rumored in this movie, take this super draw and evolve in this frenetic hole again. That will be something cool, you don't think about. I really like this theory. So that is the only thing that it doesn't match to me is the hand. What is the role of the hand? Because Scorpion and Tombstone makes sense, Tombstone as a real the main villain of the movie, the gangster that manipulate all the drugs and all that, manage all the business. But the hand, what the hell? Maybe it's for the future villain in a supposedly Spider-Man 5. Maybe mention that Tombstone worked with someone more powerful than him for the Spider-Man 5. But actually, I don't know what is the point of the hand. That is cool. Maybe a Daredevil cameo. We will see. But I don't know. Actually, I don't know what is the point of the hand here. So, guys, let me in the comment. What do you think about all these crazy uh, theories and rumors about Spider-Man Brand New Day? I'm really excited to watch the trailer, and especially with this swimming stuff that I want to see. I want to see that practical effect. How look like at the end, and we will see. We will see. For me, I'm really excited for all this information. I am Wetter. Remember, subscribe, share, and see you in the next video. Bye bye, guys. See you. Hey guys, how's it going? What's up? Let me check it out. This play first. Let me see. Okay, today we are gonna talking about the leak streak of Blade. This movie that actually I think was announced in 19, if I remember well, is a lot of time when Marshall Ali was officially confirmed to the role of Blade. But now it's 2026, and well, Marshall Ali is still waiting for this movie. But now we had this information about mm, so what the movie is, or what the movie is supposed to be. So we are gonna start because as you see, it's a lot of information, so it's super crazy. So guys, the context of the film in, yes, 2019 has Blade. Oh my god, these guys are so crazy. 23, 24, 6 years ago. My god, my god. What the hell? What the hell? Well, it's supposed to be on theater in 2023, and well, actually, in this year, will supposed to be another movie, maybe the part 2. Imagine that. It's so crazy. But in 2023, a script restructuring was confirmed. Another movie rewriting the script. In 2024, the delay was revealed be indefinite. So this is incredible, guys. How this movie was freeze. That is the real expression to talk about this crazy project of Marvel. So we have the script. I'm gonna talking about him, and maybe you can give me your opinion, if you like it, if you don't like it, and what is your opinion about this. So the part 1, we see a group of ancient vampires. Each one leads a vampire community. One elder had a child with a human woman. His son is Aaron Thorne, and he is the villain. Well, that was a surprise because when they said something like vampire and a human, my first thought immediately was Blade, but we had something similar to him. Blade actually looks, it's here. Blade appears and kills Thorne's father. Thorne demands to inherit his father's position. He wants to hit to position, and I mind, to order and all that. And well, this this elder man, or this elder vampire, was something with a really huge power inside the community. And I don't want to lose it, so it is exiled for being a half-breed. Thorne gathered a group of outcast vampires. His goal is to overthrow the elders. However, Thorne cannot walk in daylight. Well, this is something as another vampire story. He can walk in the daylight. That is something normal. Everything here is really normal from for the moment. Sorry, here my little doggy, but we need to continue. Go for there. Come on. Sure. So, a vampire revealed that Blade has a daughter. Her name is Sora, and she can walk in the sun. And if you remember, the first movie of Blade, actually, Blade was the how can I say it? The special vampire with that power. Oh, let me see. Why not? Ah, it's true. Sorry for this. It need to be something like here. Sorry, it's true. I put it this down here, and now everyone can see me. Yes, it's true. Sorry for that. And we continue. Ah, I was, as I was saying, the special vampire was Blade, and the other movies. So that was something that happened in the first movie of Wesley Snipes. So here apparently is Thorn that had this power. Sorry, the daughter of Blade. I was confused for a moment. So we'll continue. Let me see. I lost. La 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 la. Okay, I think it's something like here. Okay. Sora inherited her father's powers. Thor created a plan to kill Sora. With Sora blood, he wouldn't need to hide anymore. So the plot twist of the movie is hunting Sora. The part 2, Sora is attacked while traveling with her mother. Her mother intervenes and is killed. Sora witnesses everything but manages to escape. She hides at her voodoo grandmother's house. The grandmother decides to call Blade. Vampire tracks Sora down and attack the house. Blade arrives and kills one of the vampires. Thorn escapes with 3 other vampires. Well, and Blade appears on the page 16 of the script. And well, this is interesting because apparently we had this. The movie apparently starts as a flashback. First of all, is the story about Thorn and this village of vampire. After that, we had some information about Sora, and I imagine that a little girl, and after that he grown up. I don't think it's something like a child in the movie. Of course not. Apparently it's a teenager, something like let me see, this series called Hawkeye? Something like Hawkeye? I don't remember the name of the actress and the character. Let me see. Kate Bishop. I imagine that Kate Bishop, the Sora character, is something like Kate Bishop, a teenager, something like that, but not so young. So I imagine that kind of profile for that. What the hell? And something important is that blades appear on the page 16 of, of the script. So how can translate that information in minutes to calculate when appears when play blade appears? 20 minutes, 30 minutes? That is something like that. So imagine a Blade movie without Blade until 30 minutes later. Is we can, you know, suppose, or we can start to understand why this movie was practically canceled. I don't know. What do you think? So Sora discovered that Blade is her father. So apparently he a part of her life. I think it's something like protect her and all that cliche, you know, it's something like that. I didn't mind something like that. Something like he wanted to protect his little kid of this crazy world and all that. So Sora is no longer safe in New Orleans. Like, you know, when he knew the truth and now is in the center of the spotlight of the whole violence of the vampire. I think something like that. Her grandmother gives her a silver locket. Blake takes Sora to a Quincy Harker estate. Harker is wealthy and funds several vampire hunters. There Blade and Sora meet two other hunters, Rachel Helsing and Tash Nithall. So this is something cool because we had this kind of um, relative to Van Helsing. This kind of cameo. Actually, it's stated here, Rachel is descendant of Van Helsing. I don't remember in the Werewolf, in this series, this special event, we had a mention to Van Helsing. If you remember that, comment below if we had that cameo in that series. Yeah, I was confused. I was mixed these two topics, these two series, because I was thinking in I almost forget the Sandman. And the Sandman we had the descendant of Van Helsing, this girl that I think was falling in love with the guy with the teeth in the eyes. I don't remember the name. So that was my confusion. That is why I don't remember if we had a Van Helsing on the Helsing descendant or in Marvel. Let me in the comment because I'm really confused right now. Mixing these two series or these two, I don't know, because one is a brand, Marvel, and the other is only one series. So well, Taj is an Indian warrior who has taken a vow of silence. Great, we had a character without saying anything. I think something like If you think this is a relief, the comedy relief in the movie. It looked like something like the comedy relief in a stranger name Doctor Strange. These other sources that I didn't even remember his name right now. Blade was raided by a vampire hunter. The hunter who rides him, the hunter who rides him is named Jamal Afari. Jamal runs secret rural village. Blade planned to take Sora there to hide. So, for the moment, I don't know if when we started to know about the truth of Blade and all this mystery and all that, we had a little bit of flashback. Sorry, guy, but I have a lot of trucks and a lot of cars right now. I don't know if the best moment to do a live stream, but let me in the comment if you like this hour. I'm going to try to better well. But for now, it's the best moment to do it. We will see what happens. But well, that is my first impression. Let me in the comment if you prefer it in the morning, on afternoon, or at night even. We will see, but for the moment, I think to try in this time. Well, we continue. So Blake and Sora take a train to the village. During the trip, Blake explained, children develop their power during puberty. So this little girl is in the puberty. They fully turn when they drink blood. Jamal trained Blade before. He never drank blood. But when Blade finally did, he lost control and he killed Jamal's son. Oh, that was something unexpected. As a result, Blade was expelled and abandoned. The voodoo grandmother is Jamal's ex-wife. Oh, that is maybe why they broke up. Because apparently she loved Blade like a son. So Fear had Jamal start to hate Blade, and this woman called Voodoo loved Blade as a son too. So maybe this, start to broaden their relationship. She created a potion that helped Blade control his thirst. Blade fell in love with Sora's mother. Really? Here's the information. He distanced himself to keep them safe. He asked the grandmother to protect them. Later, he teamed up with Harker and began hunting vampires. So he distanced himself to protect his family. And the part 5 of the script, we have Thorn and his men attack the train. A major action sequence as they chase Sora. Blade kills another one of Thorn's followers. Thorn causes the train to derail. Blade and Sora manage to escape. So, and this part, I think is something the best part of the movie, or the best part with CGI, big explosion, super crazy stuff. Is something like, and actually, I imagine this part as Shang-Chi movie. You remember, it's not exactly a train, but something as a bus. So, if you can, try to put this in the same level, imagine the trailer focusing this part of the movie and with this action in the train. They try to sell the movie with that action scene and all that. I imagine something like that in this part, and I'm not absolutely sure that scene is the most important action scenes in the movie, with the most budget and all that. But I don't know, it's something that I imagine actually. So Blade and Sora arrive at Jamal village. Jamal agrees to give them shelter. Sora overheard Blade planning to leave her with Jamal. Jamal apologized to Blade for abandoning him. He asked Blade to not make the same mistake with Sora. So see, here is something a redemption part with Jamal, because maybe in the past he hated so deeply that he doesn't care anymore about Blade. I mean, he left Blade, and here is something like sorry because all this and blah blah blah, and I imagine there's something like the deep moment of the movie, all this emotional part and all this. Thorn attacked the village with many vampires. It's in the whole movie, this guy. These vampires are the victims from the train. Oh, the victim, he becomes a vampire too. He is a real villain. Thorn kills Jamal and kidnaps Sora, or F with Jamal. Imagine that. All this emotional, and he bites him about not left Sora behind. And why? Because he's gonna die after that. It's a little cliche scene and all that. But for now, it's it's as another action movie without super high moments. It's something normal. The movie is great right now. Blade is captured and tortured. Raj and Taj arrive to rescue Blade. Rachel, sorry. In this part of the movie, Blade is captured. Imagine, because was a lot of character or a lot of vampire behind Blade. So, sorry, I'm a little bit tired. So they return to Harker's estate. They try to figure out where Sora might be. Blade discovers that Harker betrayed him. What? He had the fur betrayed. Harker is working for Thorn. That's why they were attacked on the train at the first place, I think. And why the village was attacked. Harker explained that Thorn can be used. Oh, he wants to manipulate. He must be allowed to kill the elder first. Then it will be easier to kill Thorn. A bat to protect the people. It's something like The Watchmen. If you watch the movie, you do something really bad to protect the people. Okay. And I was smooth my words, all the YouTube problem and all that. So, easy to kill Thorn. Sora life is a necessary sacrifice. Blade, Rachel, and Taj could tie with Harker. The three decide to rescue Sora themselves. Okay, it's not something like a fight between Harker and in this little group. It's something as a confession, but without a super big fight or something like that. He run away after that, after confess himself about this situation. They enraged Blade, Rachel, and Tash attack Thorn Temple. They way up Thorn army. Tash dies in the battle. Thorn is about to kill Blade, but Sora stabs Thorn to drive the silver locket into him. Blade pushes Thorn into the sunlight. Thorn bursts into flames, and Blade and Sora return to New Orleans. They reunite with the Voodoo grandmother. Sora decides she cannot stay with Blade. She remains with her grandmother. Blade watches over her from the shadows. We Sora again over the year. We Sora aging over time. She never becomes a vampire. She survived using her mother potion And she married, has children, and died in her 90s. Blake attended her funeral. Her granddaughter asked him, "Who you are?" Blake replied, "An old friend of the family." The guy, you wanna read the script? Follow me on Facebook as the Wete Geek. Yes, we continue in live stream? Sorry. Connecting. We are still in live stream, guys. Sorry, I don't know why I had a little bit trouble with the internet. So I hope that we can signal right now. I hope you. Please let me in the comment. So apparently we had trouble, but apparently it's normal right now. So I don't know, guys. Well, okay, apparently it's okay. Well, actually, I finished the script of Blade. Even I was saying, you want to watch all these scripts, you can follow me on Facebook at the Wete Geek. Only that. Doctor Doom won't be the main character in Avengers Doomsday. I know it sounds crazy. Everyone thought Marvel would do the same thing they did in Infinity War with Thanos, where the whole movie was about him. But this time, things are different. According to several insiders, the real MVPs of the movie are going to be Magneto and Sentry. These two are basically going to steal the show. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Wetex and today we are going to talking about the crazy leaks about Avengers Doomsday. And right now we need to talking about Ian McKellen. Yes, because accidentally he mentioned that Magneto destroyed the whole New Jersey. Look at this.
Things will become a little bit easier, though I did destroy New Jersey the other day. Oh, I perhaps shouldn't have said that.
As the guy, my first theory in the movie was that Magneto, it will be the same Magneto that we saw in X-Men 3, when he lost the power and all this drama with the cure of the mutant. If you remember, we had the trilogy of Fox, the first Avenger. I want to review the whole saga. First of all, we had the First Class saga with 4 movies. After that, we had the Fox movie and the timeline continuation, Days Future Past, and the whole movie of Logan. And here we had the trap, because X-Men Days Future Past perfectly closed the whole saga for the Fox franchise. But Logan perfectly fixed to end the whole story, but you know, it's something like a Stranger Thing. You can finish whatever you want because you accept the Day Future Past. At the last one, we had a perfect happy finale for everyone. But if you like Logan, that perfectly match with this X-Men franchise, all the X-Men die in the movie, so okay, I prefer the happy ending of the X-Men in Days of Future Past, because I was wondering which version of Magneto is it. And a Future Past is, we can imagine that it's other variant of the Fox legacy with the X-Men 3. This is the final of the franchise. We had a variant with Day Future Past, a variant with Logan, so could be 3 variants. So we had X-Men 3, Magneto lost his power. Day Future Past, he actually is super powerful. He fight against the Sentinels in that movie. Or, well, Logan even exists, you know? So which movie it could be? And the answer surprised me because it was fastly actually. Insider like Alex Perez are saying that Marvel is actually using a variant of the X-Men. In this reality, humans and mutants live in a perfect world, utopia, but they had to fight many incursions to keep in that way. In their world, characters like Jean Grey and Storm already died in battle, and Beast is the one who knows everything about the multiverse. This is why Professor X and Magneto are working together as friends. The big conflict starts when the Avengers end up in the X-Men universe, since these mutants are used fighting multiverse threats. A massive war breaks out. This is a direct reference to Avengers vs. X-Men comics. It also explains why we might see different actors, because the original version of those characters are already gone in these timelines. So guys, that is why I thought that version of Magneto was of the X-Men 3, because he's an old man and I thought something like without power, you know? But now it's confirmed that it doesn't in that way. And now we had talking about the other aspect important of these leaks, is that these X-Men are used to fight with other versions of the character, for example, Captain America, Iron Man, or even Spider-Man. They fight with a lot of incursion in this universe. So, wow, you know, it's something like incredible. And actually, it's funny that explain that other characters like Jean Grey and the Storm are dead, because, you know, if they want to take part of the movie, it's easy to say that they die in fight. So that is something important that I want to remind. This X-Men fight with other incursion a lot of time. And I think this is the perfect opportunity to explain the secret words. How one universe invading other universe to prevailing in the multiverse. This is the entire plot twist of the next movie. And only a few characters of the 616 universe that we know knows about this violent truth. His character is Loki. And actually, he knows about that because can explain all the situation. So we will see what happened. But let me in the comment, what do you think about this? There's another theory saying the movie starts with the X-Men invading Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe to stop an incursion. That means they had to destroy his world. Imagine Hugh Jackman Wolverine attacking Spider-Man. Rumor has it Alfred Molina's Doc Ock returns to help Spidey, even using the staff text to build a special suit to fight the mutants. In the end, the TVA had to step in to save Spider-Man before his universe disappears. What? What the fuck? I can't imagine the magnitude of these X-Men. Actually, they are super used to receive variant and attack another universe. It's super insane. I mean, what the hell? This X-Men is completely out of the control, out of the old stuff that we watch in the MCU. Is totally different. The only character that is the same level, I think, is Kang. Kang is the only character that fight with other variant in the multiverse as breath fight. It's something like another fight. And now I survive and destroy all the variant in the universe or something like that. That is the same level. This segment is I mean, I can imagine fight with the Avenger that actually didn't know about all this stuff. Only Loki know about the truth, and that I mean, it's super super crazy. And if you notice something interesting, is that Hugh Jackman is apparently in the movie. No other leaks talk about Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. This is the most important leaks until now, I believe, to the start of the movie. Hugh Jackman Wolverine versus Spider-Man, and maybe at the beginning are villain, and after that becomes alive. But imagine that. Who is your bet for this fight? Wolverine or Spider-Man? Well, it's a little tricky because apparently the TVA saved Spider-Man, but I said it before, this movie is going to be the OG of fan service. Can imagine the whole fight that we will have in this movie. And actually, a lot of insiders are saying that we have 4 hours of content. And actually, I don't know if Cyclops said something like that. It's pure action, the whole movie. Imagine that with pure fan service. I got the versus will be, oh god, it's going to be awesome. And well, guys, we need to talk about the final of the movie because apparently all the epic fight or the final fight will be in the void. Yes, guys, the last battle happened in the void, the same place from Deadpool and Wolverine. We see heroes, villains, and variants fighting all at once. Doctor Doom will even control Elliot. Inside of Fate, he, Wanda, and Franklin Richard are the one building this new pocket universe called Battle Worlds for Doom. Sentry is basically the battery that powers the whole team. This movie is going to be huge on fan service, cameos. Some people complain there are more fan service than plot, but hey, it's a superhero movie. Guys, if you notice, the leak says about the return of Wanda in this epic showdown. So, we have Hugh Jackman and Wanda in the movie. That is apparently a secret for the movie. We will see what happened. It's strange that we need Sentry for the battle, that because only with Franklin and Wanda we had enough power to recreate whatever you want. But well, we will see how this stuff happen in the movie. Let me in the comment what do you think about these super crazy leaks, which is your favorite, and I'll see you in other video. Bye bye guys. How is that a show that barely feels like a superhero series end out being one of the best things Marvel has put up in years? Well, that's exactly that Wonder Man pulled off. And the irony is its worth, because Marvel finally stopped acting like Marvel. Today I want to deep into Wonder Man. It's a strange, uncomfortable, and deeply introspective show, which is exactly why it's one of the most compelling themes Marvel has dropped in a long time. It's built on controversial, weird creative swings and themes that Marvel usually wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. This was also the final project tied to Victoria Alonso. What's interesting is that if this really was her swan song at Marvel. It's a show that actually works because it gives the character and creator room to breathe instead of forcing the usual formula. So let's try to it. Is Wonder Man actually worth watching? The honest answer is that why almost everyone agrees it's a high quality show, it's definitely not for everyone. And I don't mean that as a compliment across the board. It's slow, quiet, and really focused on the character, had their frustration and their inner struggle. If you're looking for non-stop fights or CGI every 5 minutes, this isn't it. If Wonder Man were a movie, it would feel a lot like Chronicle, a small tense story about how power messed with people's heads. It even had a bit of a Tarantino vibe. Not because of the violence, but because of the way characters just hang out in everyday situations that slowly build up tension. This is where a lot of people are going to tune out. If you're looking for a classic Marvel with action scenes, flashy visual, and way too much CGI like we saw in She-Hulk, this show probably isn't for you. Wonder Man is a superhero series, but at the same time, it really isn't. That contradiction is the whole point. The story follows Simon Williams and Trevor Slattery as they try to make it in Hollywood. But more than a story about fame, the show becomes a reflection on acting itself, how performers embody characters, the frustration of the industry, and how a single mistake can destroy an entire career. In that sense, it's surprisingly deep. Now, getting into a spoiler, Wonder Man also does something very interesting within the Marvel Universe. It introduced the idea of mutants in a much more organic way. They're not called mutants yet, just people with powers. And damage control plays a key role in hunting this character, not just because of their past, of the potential danger they represent. And this is where the show gets uncomfortable in the best way possible. Wonder Man actually admits that people with power can be a real threat. Simon Williams isn't just a misunderstood victim of the system, he's a taking time bomb, fully aware of what it is and what he's capable of. Episode 4, which many people consider one of the best in the series, is almost entirely dedicated to showing the consequences of uncontrolled power. And actually, was effective to spend a full episode on that, in my opinion. The message is clear. Fear of power individuals doesn't come up of nowhere. Simon has known since childhood that his power can out of the control. He knows he's dangerous, and yet he still chooses to chase his dream without seriously working on self-control, therapy, or accountability. That makes him a deeply selfish character, and the show doesn't shy away from portraying him that way. That's where Trevor Slattery comes in. Because of this past and his experience, he became a mentor figure. Wonder Man made one thing very clear. Marvel doesn't need a massive reboot after Secret Wars to introduce mutants. They are already here, hiding and playing sight. All that missing is the level. And when that level finally comes, case like Simon Williams will be used as justification for fear, regulation, and rejection. In the end, Wonder Man is a layered show. It's not packed with action, it doesn't try to please everyone, and it refuses to look like traditional Marvel. It stays risk, it's uncomfortable, and it demands passion. For me personally, it's a 10 out of 10. But from broader perspective, if you are not Marvel fan or you are watching casually, it could easily be 6 out of 10. So now I want to hear from you. Do you want more deep character driving show like Wonder Man, or do you prefer classic action heavy Marvel? Is Simon Williams a big thing or a threat? I'm Wetix. See you in the next one. Bye bye. Alright, guys, we finally have the new trailer for Daredevil. But I gotta ask, does anyone actually care about the Devil of Hell Kitchen anymore? To be honest, it feels like there are zero buzz around the show, even less than for Wonder Man, which drops tomorrow or tonight. You want to be more specific. Actually, I think Marvel released the trailer only to boost Wonder Man. But for some reason, it just not landed the way it should. Look, Matt Murdock will always have his die-hard fans, but I wonder if the backlash from the previous season ended up killing the hype for the general audience. You know, those hate attacks that are so trendy right now. Remember the Stranger Things? Well, not everyone hates the series for that. But last season of Daredevil wasn't that bad. If you remember, even though it was controversial, some massive thing happens. Spoiler alert, Foggy died. Bullseye escaped. Punisher was captured, and Wilson became mayor, seizing absolute control of the city and not allowing superheroes. It was a total game changer. The only thing I'm a bit fuzzy on is what happened after the Muse attacked Matt's girlfriend. I know she was traumatized. Did he just push her away? Or she did it? I don't remember. Now Karen's back, but their dynamics feels off, especially since they seemed so distant before. But right now, the trailer starts with they as a couple falling in love, so was a little bit strange, at least to me. My overall impression is that no one is talking about this show. It's a shame. Disney hasn't found that clip that made the Netflix era so iconic. But honestly, even if nobody is talking about it, even if the viewer aren't there, I am still going to talking about it. Because this is my channel. Screw you if you don't like it. And here, I talking about what I love. The trailer is set to start in a very weird place. Last season ended on a Stranger Things level cliffhanger, pure chaos, and Fist holding the city in a shockhole while Max whirled from the shadows. But this trailer is open, all soft and romantic with Karen. It's a complete 180 for that underground resistant vibe we were expecting. The first 20 seconds feel like some bizarre utopia. It's as if Wanda Maximoff had distorted reality or we're suddenly watching WandaVision. Everything just changed so abruptly. Then we see Bullseye just strolling down the street without caring the world. And here the weirdest part. Everyone is smiling. Everything looks perfect and honestly so unsettling. Even the marble thumbnail at the video shows Matt Murdock laughing. Everyone is laughing. Like, what the hell? Why are they so happy? It, it's incredibly bizarre, and frankly, it's pure cringe. It feels totally out of the place. And we also have Bullseye really walking in the street without any fear that they are going to catch King. And also, we have the anti-vigilante task force of Kimpy, which in reality makes a mention to the comics Devil Reigns, where Fist is major, puts all the superhero in checks. In the comics, we had the participation from Daredevil, Luke Cage, Spider-Man. It's a street event of Marvel. Eventually, reality hits and the utopia fades, and things turn tense again. Matt gets attacked, and there's this weird moment where I'm not sure if it's a new villain or just a way to show Fisk is still the big bad. Maybe someone wearing Fisk mask without a big deal, but we will see what is the point of this character. And this is where, in theory, things start to move more into the action and superhero territory, right? But we'll still have those weird smiles, obviously intentional, but honestly, it's made me cringe a lot. Thank goodness the trailer then gets more explosive with the anti-riot 4. Now it finally clicks with last season, missing Matt Murdock. He had escaped, which here didn't make much sense to me. I mean, when he was running for office, there was kind of trust. But now they're hunting him. Sure, he wanted him in that cafeteria scene that when he became mayor, things would be very different. But the point is, they could have gone after him at any moment, and now he's escaping, or maybe keeping a very low profile. It just feels kind of strange to me. Is that my opinion? And we have the boom. I think the most insulting. The return of Jessica Jones. That's right. We had the return of the Netflix character, Little. There is no doubt that Luke Cage could return. The only one that Pirra doesn't return because of the charisma and that Pirra didn't conquer the public is Iron Fist. But we'll be seeing it. Let me know in the comment if you want the actor return. The thing is that we had the return of Jessica Jones, this actress everyone loves. Everyone loved her character, and then we had the Jessica Jones with her super strength attacking the anti-superhero forces of Fist. And apparently, the ambitious young guy from the last season is going to keep kissing up to Fist in order to gain bigger benefits. And it looks like he's going to have quite a lot of prominence this season. The trailer also showed us the place of Fist built some kind of facility, or whatever you want to call it, where he keeps people who get in his way. I wouldn't even call it a prison, more like kidnapping center. We already know Punisher was being held there. I also don't really know why he's doing all this boxing and sparring session. I'm not sure if it's because as a major, he can't physically fight superhero anymore or get literally involved like before. So he needs some kind of outlet for all that violence we've seen in him since season 1. We also get a glimpse of Foggy, which could be a flashback. We've seen him younger, of course. There's also a great fight between Daredevil and Fix's anti-riot agents. And once again, the bizarre smile. At this point, it's kind of feel like a standard thing in the trailer. So yeah, guys, that's basically everything I noticed in the trailer. I had to say it looked good, but for me it was also pretty cringe and a bit strange. The best part was Jessica Jones, but I felt like it was missing something more explosive. Maybe more combat, or perhaps more characters. But I don't mean cameos, maybe a big fight between Fist and Daredevil, a brutal scenes, made me feel that hype and want to say, I want to see this now. So we are going to rate it from 1 to 10. And for me, being 10, the best score. So I will say that for now, it's a 5th. The truth is, Jessica Jones inspired me, but not enough. Part of my score is because this disconnection between the last season and this start of the trailer when everything looks like a new reality. I said it before, something created by Wanda and a WandaVision style. And if the people criticize Stranger Things with this disconnection between season 4 and 5, I don't think why not doing here. I mean, it's the same stuff. So, in a part of that, the strange little smiling, that was something really bizarre. So, it was strange. So, 6 out of 10 is the best score right now for this trailer. Let me know your thoughts in the comment, and I'll see you in the next time. Bye bye, guys. Did you know that the Punisher once fed a mud bus to a pot of polar bears? It all started when Frank Castle announced his return by taking out the 3 sons of Isabella Nucci. She put a massive target on Frank's back, sparking a citywide manhunt that eventually cornered him at the Central Park Zoo. Frank was wounded. He started using the zoo itself as a weapon. He tossed one guy straight into the tank of hungry piranhas and lured another right into the jaws of a massive green anaconda. But the grand finale, Frank literally clubbed a polar bear in the face just to piss it off. The bear went berserk and mauled Nucci, leaving her with no arms, no legs. She was basically a human stump. So she put a 10 million bounty to Frank's head. Frank tracked down her mansion and tore the plate with her inside. Nushi tried to jump out of the window and take a little bite out of Frank's legs, but just kicked her right back into the inferno. Did you know there was a time when Deadpool found out some guy named Peter Parker was taking photos of Spider-Man just to trash his reputation? He thought Peter was trying to smear him in the Daily Bugle and make him look like a New York biggest threat. Now, Wade Wilson didn't take too kindly to that. He sees Spidey as his absolutely best friend in the world. They've been through hell and back together, and Deadpool's loyalty to the web hell is next level. So Deadpool decided to do what he does best. He went full mercenary mode, tracked down this evil Peter Parker to his house, and put a bullet right through his head. The crazy part, Peter's spider sense didn't even get off. Seeing Spider deep down throws Wade, his power didn't inflect him as a threat. He did everything in his power to protect Spidey's name and fix his life, by ironically sending him to the afterlife. No big, as soon as he saw his mistake, he called in a favor from his girl deaths to resurrect him. This might just be the most popular and badass alternate universe in the entire DC multiverse. Earth 11 is a world where every superhuman was born at the opposite gender of their classic continuity counterparts. In these timelines, the Amazon of Themyscira never went into hiding. Instead, they shared their advanced knowledge with the world, literally shaping human history and building a society centered around women's progress. In this fan-favorite universe, we get Superwoman instead of Superman, Aquawoman instead of Aquaman, and a female version of Batman named Bryce Wayne. But it's not all heroics and progress. Katie Kane, the vigilante known as Batwoman, met a dark fate when she was corrupted by a female Joker toxin after a brutal final showdown. The laughter toxin twists her mind, transforming her into a terrifying Batwoman who laughs. She eventually... This is the story of how Superman saved the Earth one last time. Knowing his end was near, Superman prepared his last will and testament. The entity Solaris appeared to take over the sun, causing Superman's cell to deteriorate. Meanwhile, Lex Luthor is facing his execution. However, before his final moment, he prepared a serum capable of replicating Superman's power for 24 hours. Superman moved to intercept Solaris, unleashes a Sun Eater to neutralize the threat. But not sooner was Solaris defeated than Luthor appeared, wreaking havoc across the city. Superman didn't hesitate to engage him, but in his fragile condition, he was quickly beaten down. Overwhelmed by Superman's cosmic vision, Luthor is defeated just as the serum wears off. Superman shared a final goodbye with Lois before flying to the sun to save it as a pure energy. Have you ever wondered what would happen if Batman and Superman swapped city for a while? They decided to go 50-50 on it. The Dark Knight was complaining almost immediately. His take? Metropolis is just too shiny. There are no shadows, no dark alleys, and zero ways to make a dramatic entrance from the void. It's basically impossible to strike feet into the heart of criminals when the sun is always out. Meanwhile, Superman is struggling because Gotham old architecture is packed with lead lining, making his X-ray vision completely useless. He's essentially flying blind, but honestly, Batman is actually living his best life. He's seeing Metropolis nights are walking in the park compared to the green in Gotham. While Batman breathes through Metropolis by taking down God-tier threat with easy and solid plan, Superman finds Gotham chaotic nightmare. The SWAT crew both heroes are. Marvel isn't actually trying to hide the story of Avengers Doomsday. The truth is, they are telling us the whole plot right now, but they are doing it out of the order. For the past few weeks, the Russo brothers have been telling the fans that the recent clicks and previews are just teaser. They were being serious. Every scene, every leaked photo, and every short trailer is a piece of one of the big puzzles. The problem isn't that we don't have the information. The problem is that nobody is putting the pieces together the right way. Here's exactly what those 6 Avengers Doomsday teasers are hiding. Most people didn't even realize there were 6 of them. So let's break down everything you mix. The foundation of this story starts with the hidden detail in the first major look we got at the new multiverse. Everything tied back to the post-credit scene of the Fantastic Four first steps in an alternate universe known as the Earth 828. Victor Von Doom wasn't born a villain. He was a brilliant man and the closest friend of Reed Richards. But everything changed during that famous mission into space, when the team was exposed to cosmic radiation to get their power. The experiment went horribly wrong for Victor. While the others became heroes, Victor was left permanently scarred and broken. Instead of taking responsibility for the mistakes, Rick Richards chose to bury the truth and move on to protect his own reputation as a hero. While Rich moves on to become a famous leader, Doom is left to rot in the shadow, fueled by the betrayal of his best friends. Years later, when his entire universe was threatened by the giant Galactus, Victor comes to a dark conclusion. The multiverse cannot be saved unless someone makes the ultimate sacrifice. This is the hidden motivation that connects all 6 previews with scenes. In that post-credit scene, we see Doom finally arrive in the Baxter building. He isn't looking for Reed. He isn't looking for revenge. He is there for Rick's sons, Franklin Richards. The next part of the puzzle showed up at the end of the Thunderbolt movie. A mysterious ship from another dimension entered our atmosphere of Earth 616, or the MCU universe, whatever it's called. No one knows where it came from, but it's using technology that wouldn't exist in our timeline. We see this same craft again in the Wakanda teaser. Shuri is walking along through a desert toward the wreckage, looking for answers about who or what just landed. If you look closely, the design of that ship perfectly matches the technology of the Fantastic Four. In that desert, Marvel used CGI to hide character who was standing right there, Doctor Doom. He is tracking the only thing that can stabilize a dying universe. The vibranium and a shard with the power to reshape reality itself. This is why the theme of the children is so important across all 6 teasers. In the Captain America footage, we see Steve Rogers holding a baby that shouldn't exist. The baby is a glitch in reality, and Doom is hunting it down. Steve has to become nomad just to keep the child safe. He isn't just running from a villain, he is trying to protect a future that Doom wants to harvest. In the third teaser, his daughter, Love, is fading away. She is made of cosmic energy, and her sickness means the universe itself is dying. Doom isn't the one killing her, but he is the one who arrived to take her power before it's gone. Then exists the theory that the X-Men were attacked by Sentinel, and that means the final incursion to destroy the universe of the Fantastic Four. That means the end of the doomed world. This is where the entire plan clicks into a place. Doom isn't trying to build an army to conquer the world. He is collecting future. To Doom, the Avengers are enemies. He thinks they are just emotional fools, standing in the way of the only logical solution. So guys, for this theory, we need to include the post-credit scene of the Fantastic Four first steps and Thunderbolts, and that complete the 6 trailers. And of course, it's all about use the multiverse's kids' power that don't use as a battery to create the battle world itself. For me, that is the information that the Russo brother includes in these teasers. Let me know your thoughts in the comment and I see you in the next video. Hold on a second. I think we just cracked the code on Avengers Doomsday. We've all been wondering how Doctor Doom is actually going to pull off building Battleworld. And the answer might have been staring us in the face in the marbles. It all comes down Kamala Khan's banglings and the bling and you miss it shot of Talocan in the latest trailer. This story ties everything together and honestly is darker than anything we've seen in the MCU so far. In the Marvels, we see exactly what those bangles are capable of. They are just a flashy jewelry. They're essentially quantum bands that can tear hole in space, time, and move massive amounts of energy and matter across the universe. Remember Darven? She used them to literally siphon resources like water and atmosphere from one planet to save her own. If a mid-tier villain could use them to reshape the planet, imagine what someone with the intellect of Victor Von Doom could do. This is where it gets interesting. The first trailer showed a glimpse of Talocan, but there's a massive problem. The water is gone. Namor Kingdom is sitting in the middle of a wasteland. So guys, here's my theory. Doom has already started his plan. If he uses the bangles or something similar to control the battle. He is just moving people. He is street mining universes for their most valuable access. By draining Talocan, he completes one thing. He leaves the 616 vibranium deposit completely exposed and easy to seize. This shifts the entire vibe of Doom. We aren't just looking at another big bad who wants to snap his finger and delete half the population. This is the tactical, ruthless Doom from the comics, a man who viewed the multiverse as a collection of square parts. He is not just fighting the Avengers, he is using a combination of quantum text and sorcery to pick the 616 universe clean before the heroes even realize what they're losing. That was the most important part of the trailer. Look Talocan become in a full desert without ends. Brutal. And I think Doom need to be prepared for the rage of Namor. If the bangles are the key to moving matter, the rings could be the stabilizing force Doom needs to hold this disparate reality together. By the time the Avengers assemble, they won't be fighting to save a planet. They'll be fighting for the scraps of a reality that Doom has already created. A new kind of despair unlike Thanos, who viewed himself as a savior through sacrifice. Doom's motivation is pure ego and domination. This is no mercy in his plan. By turning tribal civilization into a barren desert, like he potentially did to Talocan. Every artifact we've seen so far, from the bangles to the 10 rings, is likely a piece of the puzzle Doom is putting together. If this theory holds water, Doomsday is going to be a masterclass in high-level strategy. It's ambitious, it's cold-blooded, and it's exactly the kind of threat the MCU needs right now. So guys, let me in the comment what do you think about this super crazy theory about the bangles, about the 10 rings, and why Talo can become in a death desert. I'm Wetex, subscribe for more videos like this and see you in the next time.
Alright guys, Sebastian Stan has officially joined the Batman Part 2 as Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face. According to Hollywood Reporter, this was a major casting move, and honestly, if they end up announcing Scarlett Johansson next, we're talking about full-on power couple inside the Batman universe. Now, here where the thing gets really interesting, because to me it's pretty much confirmed one thing. Winter Soldier is done in Avengers Doomsday. I mean, let's be real. Sebastian Stan committed to the Batman almost guarantees his character getting killed off. Possible spoiler for Avengers Doomsday, but this casting alone feels like a massive hint. So why is Scarlett Johansson even part of this conversation? Well, when the rumor first started about Sebastian Stan being eyed for Harvey Dent, there were also reports that Scarlett Johansson was in talk for the same projects. One of those rumors is now confirmed, Sebastian Stan. But We still don't know about Scarlet. We'll see if that deal actually happens. Some people are saying she could play Harvey Dent's wife, but honestly, that just doesn't really add up for me. I can't even think of a comic where Harvey Dent and his wife are some kind of thing going up against Batman. If you look at how Harvey Dent has traditionally been written, his wife is never positioned as a major player in the conflicts. His fall from idealistic district attorney to criminal mastermind, the drama comes from his duality, not from a partnership. Turning his wife into a co-villain would be a huge departure from the core of the character, and not necessarily in a way that adds depth. And yet, people saw those rumors and immediately went power couple versus Batman. The article even hinted like Batman facing off against Two-Face and his wife. Since when has Harvey Dent's wife ever been portrayed as a serious threat to Batman? I mean, seriously, can't remember a single storyline like that. If I missed some obscure 80s or 90s comics, feel free to call me out in the comments. So yeah, bottom line, Sebastian Stan as Two-Face is confirmed. Now we wait and see what happened with Scarlett Johansson. But honestly, there's another direction that makes way more sense to me. Phantasm. If you remember, Phantasm was created by Bruce Timm for animated Batman film. And if you ask me, that role fits Scarlett Johansson way better. She's a powerhouse on screen, a strong presence, commanding, magnetic. Casting someone like that as Harvey Dent's wife just feels like a wasting her talent. She deserves to be a major villain, and honestly, Phantasm fits this version of Batman better than Two-Face does as a primary antagonist. Because let's not forget, Matt Reeves' Batman is going for more grounded, realistic tone. So that probably rules out the whole Mr. Freeze angle that some insiders were talking about, with sci-fi's element and ice power, that will push things into a more fantastical direction, closer to the old Schwarzenegger version. But when you really think about it, Two-Face and Phantasm as the main villains actually makes a lot of sense for this universe. And of course, we'll probably still get smaller appearances from Penguin, and maybe some Joker teases with Barry Cohen. Everyone's obviously excited to see the Joker go up against this version of Batman, kind of like what the Dark Knight did. But I don't think Joker will be the main villain at all. Maybe just a few scenes here and there. Reeves isn't trying to repeat what Nolan already did. So let me know in the comments, what would you rather see? Scarlett Johansson as Harvey Dent's wife, or Scarlett Johansson as a Phantasm? One more thing that could give us a big clue is how they announce the role. If they say it's a secret casting for Phantasm, tell us everything. But if they come out and say she's playing Harvey Dent's wife, then that theory is dead. And honestly, that would pretty disappointing. Then we had to see whether Two-Face is the main villain or if there's another major antagonist in the films. We don't know that. And that leaves to see the next big question. What version of Two-Face are we getting? Are we seeing his full origin history like in The Dark Knight? Or is he already established as a criminal mastermind and we jump straight into Batman vs. Two-Face? Kind of like how the Penguin showed the rise and then the power shift. So well, had to see what direction Matt Reeves chooses, origin story or full-on conflict right from the start. And according to Entertainment Weekly, the hype around the script is very real. Insiders are calling it explosive, truly unique, and even saying it has the movie of the year potential, with a real shot at crossing the $1 billion mark. That kind of buzz doesn't usually come from a slow burn setup movie. It sounds like more a story that throws you straight into the deep end, where the characters are already in motion and the stakes are immediate. That made me think, in my opinion, we may not get a traditional step-by-step Two-Face origin. Instead, we could be seeing Harvey Dent already transformed, or at least well into his death and forcing Batman into a full-scale psychological and moral battle from the start. Less how he began Two-Face and more What happened when Gotham's former symbol of justice became one of its greatest threats? And that is everything we know right now about the Batman. But think about the conflicts. Remember that James Gunn has confirmed that Pattinson Batman won't be part of the main DCU, saying this version doesn't fit his larger universe. That means we're heading toward two Batman on the big screen. One in the DCU alongside Superman, and one in Matt Reeves' standalone Elseworld universe. Whether fans like it or not, comparison are inevitable. And here the real pressure point. If the Batman Part 2 becomes the phenomenon people are predicting, audiences are going to want more Pattinson, more Reeves, more of this darker grounded Gotham. That puts the new DCU Batman in a brutal position from day one. Who's the better actor? Which movie is better? Who wins at the box office? Andy Muschietti has an uphill battle no matter what. So the question is DC being bold running to Batman at once? Or is this massive strategy mistake? Let's talk about it in the comments. So guys, thanks for watching, subscribe for more DC and Marvel news, and of course theories, analysis and whatever, and see you in the next one. Bye bye guys. This will change everything in the Marvel Universe. The first look at Avengers Doomsday has leaked, and what we see is going to blow your mind. As Steve Rogers is back, there are some who shouldn't exist, time travel that could shatter the multiverse, and Doom is lurking around every corner. This week, the wait ends, the madness begins, and everything you thought you knew about Marvel is gone. Welcome back, Disney on high alert. The Heart of Mouse has activated its security protocols across all social media platforms for the next few weeks because of the Avengers Doomsday sneak peek. Anyone who posts it will lose their account forever.
3 hours later.
It has already leaked. It's amazing! A screenshot of the Avengers Doomsday trailer has surfaced during the screening of Avatar Fire and Ash, and the internet is going crazy. This is what happened in 2025 when you make bizarre decisions in the age of social media. With that said, here what a long-time insider Daniel RPK is reporting. The first Doomsday trailer focuses on Steve Rogers. Yes, as expected, the first Avenger returns, the man out of time, Captain America. The trailer reportedly shows a Steve's time travel journey is an extended clip. It starts with Steve riding his motorcycle and pulling up to his house, the same one from Endgame. Steve gets off the bike and looks at his old Captain America uniform. Then, we see him holding his young son. The trailer ends with Steve Rogers will return in Avengers Doomsday, followed by a countdown. This is a total bombshell that gives us major clues or at least theories about what the plot of Doomsday could be. Just remember, guys, you'll only be able to confirm this in theater when you see the full trailer yourself. Considering we deal with AI face of the trailer all years long, just imagine what these next 2 days will be like. Don't believe everything you see. Drop a comment below if you expected Steve to return this soon or if you thought it would happen in Secret Wars. Everything indicates that Steve and his son timeline, very much like the show's Dark or other crazy time travel series, could create a child who shouldn't exist and whose very existences might breed the multiverse. That grief could reach Doom. What if Steve's perfect family ends up ruining Doom's life, causing tragedy and the death of his loved ones? That may be why Doom is chasing Steve across the multiverse. Even if this theory makes sense, unfortunately it might not be the whole story, since these events will affect the Fantastic Four universe. The Doom we're going to see is the S4 version, and this theory feels like a different variation than what is established in the Fantastic Four movie. And well guys, here's the rollout schedule for the upcoming trailers. Second trailer, Thor. Third trailer, Doctor Doom. Fourth trailer, the full movie. Release date, first trailer December 18, second trailer December 25, third trailer January 1st, and fourth trailer January 8th. And I think the full movie is the January 8th. Inserting. Drop a comment, let me know what you think the Doomsday plot will be based on all this info we have so far. And if you think releasing for a separate trailer is a good idea. Personally, I think it's kind of silly. They could have just released a standard trailer and a few unique sneak peeks attached to Avatar, instead threatening people while letting it leaks anyway seem like one of the biggest blunders in cinema history, especially since it undermines such an epic production like Avatar. I'll be reading your comments. Subscribe for more news, leaks, and theories about Avengers Doomsday. See you in the next video. The God of Thunder is preparing for the fight of his life. With a heart torn between fear and hope, Thor turned to his father with one final prayer: protect him, guide him, and let him live long enough to see his daughter again. The multiversal showdown is finally here. Can Doctor Doom actually take down a god? The answer might lie in Thor's own fear. In the moment, even the mighty God of Thunder is fall to his knees in prayer. Today we got an exclusive leak of the second teaser of Avengers Doomsday, and it changes everything. But what actually happening at Marvel right now? Is this a genius marketing play or a genuine security breach? I want to hear your theories in the comments. This teaser, which was originally scheduled for next week, focuses entirely on Thor, and it just leaked online. In the clip, we hear Thor say, "Of all the crowns, the realms, and the pride, I ask for none. Father, hear your son. I am worthy of life, yet I beg you to let me the thread extend. Not for thunder, not for the war. Just let me stay long enough to see my love once more." Remember, his adopted daughter Love literally carried of the power of eternity. Now, what's weird is that this is a pure audio leak. Usually, leaks out those globally recorded on potato videos like the Steve Royal teaser we saw earlier. It's pretty rare to get audio like this, and even though this version is a bit noisy, the dialogue is crystal clear. Interestingly, in certain I'm claiming Thor appeared in his unworthy form, complete with a golden arm. Now that's a bit confusing, since we haven't seen that transformation on screen yet. Could we rule it out? Maybe. But imagine if Doom is the one who takes Thor's arm, leaving him feeling unworthy of the Mjolnir once again. This could be a massive reset for his character. The bigger picture, another quick update. According to Daniel RPK, the final Doomsday trailer, the big trailer 4, might not actually feature the full Avenger roster. That feels a bit off, doesn't it? It's hard to tell exactly what Marvel is cooking since these character-focused teasers are so short, but they're definitely building towards something huge. Drop your theories about that final trailer in the comment below. Dropping January 8th, and if you missed it, go check out my breakdown of a Steve Royal teaser right here. Until next time. Let's go! The X-Men are back. Magneto, Xavier, and Cyclops, the legend who defined our childhoods, still had one more story to tell. But honestly, it's probably not the story you were expecting. Marvel just dropped the third leaked teaser for Avengers Doomsday, and everything is pointing toward a dark, tragic, and a total collision course. The X-Men versus Doctor Doom. And today's video, I'm breaking down every single frame of this teaser, the hidden Easter eggs, the shifting tone, and why this might be the most brutal fate and the mutants have ever faced in the MCU. What's up, guys? I'm Wetex. Before we dive in, I want to wish you all a happy new year and nothing but blessing. There's no better way to close out 2025 than with a massive reveal like this. So if you're a die-hard Marvel fan, hit that subscribe button right now, because we are going straight into the teaser. The teaser kicks off with these haunting piano notes, a clear nod to the X-Men 97 thing. Then we hear Magneto, though some leaks say it might be Charles, dropping this headline: "Death comes for us all." That's the only thing I know for sure. The question isn't whether you're ready to die, but who you will be when you finally close your eyes. We see Magneto with long hair, Professor X wheeling through a desolate X mansion, and a king chess piece levitating in the mid-air. And there's a shot of Eddie and Charles holding hands, with Charles wearing a blue suit featuring a black and red X. It's emotional, but it feels heavy. Then we see Cyclops in a forest. He rips off his visor and lets out a massive optic blast into the sky, absolutely screaming. Some shots suggest this is happening at the ruins of the mansion, and if you look closely, you can see the legs of a sentinel right behind him. The whole vibe is straight up horror. It's unsettling, especially the scene centered on Scott. And this is where I had to be real with you guys. I'm a little conflicted. How is it that after waiting years to see the X-Men properly integrated into the MCU, not just as a cameo, but as a team, it feels this depressing? For me, it's all about the tone. Maybe it's the AI leak look of it, but I was hoping to see the X-Men in their prime, doing legendary stuff. I love that we're getting the classic suits and the 97 theme, but why do they always have to be portrayed as broken or on the verge of extinction? In this teaser, Charles and Magneto look fragile, almost decrepit. Charles wasn't a young man in multiverse of madness, but he still felt like a powerhouse. That battle with Wanda had the kind of presence. And I know, they'll eventually face Doom and things will get epic. That's why they're in the movie in first place. But for a first impression, I wanted to see their power, not just their vulnerability. It's like James Gunn introduced Superman by showing him bleeding and defeated for the whole thriller. It's a bold choice, but I'm not sure it's the right one. Now let's talk about Cyclops. Setting aside the meme that Scott never does anything or just died immediately in live action, he's never really felt like the leader in the movies. Wolverine always stole that spotlight. Thankfully, he's finally got the iconic suit, which looks incredible, but again, the setting is just apocalyptic. That line about death coming for us all feels like a death sentence for the team, especially for the Scots. It felt like we're watching the moment the X-Men lose to Doom. That shot of him unleashing his power without the visor, that's a direct callback to some of the most iconic panels in comic history. So where do the X-Men fit into the bigger picture? Here's the theory. Rumor has it Robert Downey Jr., Doctor Doom, will personally destroy the X Mansion during a showdown with Magneto. We're hearing that other mutants like Mystique and Gambit are part of this team too. Scott removing his visor isn't a hero moment. I mean, it's an epic moment. Every fan of Cyclops wants to see that, but it's a last stand in the ruins. And what about those Sentinels? Earlier leaks mentioned a Doom SWAT team, even with a green suit. But the teaser clearly shows Sentinels. Is Doom controlling them? The biggest rumor, though, is that Magneto might actually join Doom. What if Doom is building an army of multiverse heavy hitters, Wanda, Sentry, and Magneto, to serve as his elite guard? It would be the first time Magneto flipped sides, and that's what makes him such a wild card. What do you guys think? Do you love this dark gritty look, or were you hoping for something more superheroic? I don't mind seeing them humble, but I still want them to feel like icons. Let me know your theories in the comments. Why is Doom hunting the X-Men across the multiverse? Make sure to subscribe for more and stay tuned for my breakdown of that leaked Thor teaser. And guys, Happy New Year, God bless you, and I'll catch you in the next time. Bye bye guys. A queen has a duty that goes beyond her as an individual, that goes beyond her dreams, the duty to protect her people. What's up, guys? The full trailer for Avengers Doomsday just dropped, and Wakanda is officially back after the events of Wakanda Forever. Shuri and Baku and Namor are returning to face a threat so massive that it's forcing the people of Talocan and the Wakandas to join forces. We're talking about a threat unlike anything they've ever seen, one that even going to require some multiversal help. Welcome back to Weteki Club, guys. I'm Wetex, and today's video I'm breaking down everything we know about this fourth Avengers Doomsday teaser, which is officially set to premiere next week. So the trailer opens with Shuri and M'Baku trekking through a desert with a courier right behind them. Shuri says, "I had lost all my loved ones. The king has a duty to prepare our people for the afterlife. I had my own." Then we get some shots of Namor that's sporting a brand new look, along with Namora. We also see M'Baku introducing himself to Ben Green. "I am M'Baku of Wakanda," to which Ben replies, "I'm from James Street, between Brown and Grant." The teaser ends with Shuri boarding a Wakanda ship and striking the iconic "Wakanda Forever" pose. So let me know down in the comments. What do you think of this full teaser? Do you dig it? Or was it a message for you? Be real with me. And alright, we need to be realistic. Look, we all know the X-Men trailer was easily the most epic one so far. But I want to talk about the heights and lows of this new one. The good, we're getting the incredible mix of characters straight out fan service. You got Marvel giving us a team up between Wakanda and the Fantastic Four. Since Shuri intellects paired with Sven, I'm hyped to see how that dynamic plays out. Now, keeping in mind, people often say these teasers are just a promotional material and might not even be in the final cut. Drop a comment if you think this is a legit news leak or just another theory like the insider are claiming. The bad? Honestly, I think Marvel messed up the release order. Some sites were saying they had up to 7 teasers ready, but I bet my money this is the last one. The fourth is the final teaser before we get the full-blown trailer during the Super Bowl in February. So why end on such a low-key note? I would close things out with that epic X-Men trailer. That one featured the return of the actor we actually love. That teaser clearly generated way more buzz than the Wakanda in Namor. Don't get me wrong, they look great. I love that they're leaning into the theme of grief and the pain Shuri is still carrying. Even after meeting her nephew, she still hasn't moved past those 2 massive losses. But she is still the queen. She is still the Black Panther. And Namor, that look is straight out of the Civil War comics. It's incredible. I love it. We already know how powerful he is from the last movie. But here it feels like he is coming in a full strength. Aside from that, the teaser is pretty chill. It leaves me wondering, what are they doing in a desert when these characters are all about the jungle and the oceans? That underwater mystery is actually what intrigues me most, even more than them meeting the Wakandans, which she's saying a lot. But yeah, guys, even though it's interesting, it's not exactly epic. It doesn't leave you with that desperate must-see hype the X-Men teaser gives us. It feels like a bit of a step back, something much quieter. Plus, it lacks context. The Captain America teaser showed us an evolution, a legacy. I even got theories about that on my channel. The Thor teaser showed him as a father, fearing death for the first time, and showing actually terror toward doom. If you're a fan of those characters, those teasers were insane. But this one, it feels like there's zero context, other than Shuri headspace. So yeah, that's my take. It feels like this is the weakest trailer of the bunch. It's cool, but it lacks the emotional weight that the other had. And obviously the other had those big name returns. I think even a small skirmish would boost the hype, like Namor versus the Thing, or M'Baku fighting Ben because he thinks he's alive with Namor. That would have given this the punch it's missing. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with me? On the bright side, we'll see if we get one more surprise. You can forget about those 6 or 7 teaser rumors, I wouldn't throw those. But one teaser showing Doom or something big wouldn't be crazy. Only time will tell. Honestly, this feels like the wrap up for the Doomsday teaser until we get more news or leaks in the coming weeks. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more. I'll leave you with another Avengers Doomsday video right here that I'm sure you love. Catch you in the next one.
Deep in space lives the ultimate predator, a species born to hunt, built for war, and raised to dominate, the Georgia. This is the story of Dex, a young war ready for its first hunt, fighting to earn his place in the clan, and prove the worthy of the sacred camouflage, a clan that shows no mercy, no weakness, and no room for those below. Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to What the Geek Club, the place where we dive into everything geek and superhero related. Yeah, I know the intro was way better than what we saw in Predator Balance, but that's exactly why today I'm breaking down the best and the worst and the crazy moment of this movie, and asking the big question, was this a worthy continuation of the franchise or just another disaster? Let's find out. This is the first Predator movie with the Predator himself as the main character, and if that wasn't risky enough, the film had to fight against the bad vibe people had when they heard Disney was behind it. Everyone thought the Predator would be shooting flour instead of laser, but don't worry, you can see this movie's violent, like really violent. The thing is, it changed genre completely. It's no longer pure horror or sci-fi, it's a straight out action, like Rambo or Fast and Furious. And honestly, it's not even that Disney feels, it felt Marvel-ized. You know what I mean? Action, jokes, and that superhero formula Disney just can't let it go off. Dex is basically an anti-hero predator, and you'll either love that or hate it. What about you? Do you like this new take or do you prefer the old school monster vibe? Tell me in the comments. So, like I said in the intro, the story follows Dex and his brother Quay, training for Dex's first hunt. But Dex seen as the weakest of the clan, smaller, less powerful, always underestimated. Before their mission begins, their father, the clan leader, stopped them. And here's the twist. Dex wasn't sent to train, he was sent to die. His brother defends him, sacrificing his own life, and sends Dex to the dead planet, home of the most dangerous creature in the galaxy, the Calist, a beast even their father fears. That's where we really see what the Jaja are all about, brutal, merciless, even to their own blood. A clan that killed weakness, both physical and emotional. But this time, something changed. Quay break tradition, choosing empathy over pride. And that tiny spark started a whole new era for the Predator species. Now, this death planet, I loved it. Everything tried to kill you. Even the boats explode. At one point, even the Predator like, bro, what the hell is this place? That means a scientist named Tia. We saw her in the trailer and decide to free her, not out of kindness but logic. She knows the planet and he needs her to hunt the Callis, cause a Jaja hunt alone, always. But as the movie goes on, Dex starts forming bonds, first with Thea, after with an alien creature, and for the first time a predator cares. So it's weird, it's a little bit weird. Then comes the weakest part, the Will and Yutani storyline, where you find out Thea has a twin, Tessa, and the company was the Caliph for its same healing abilities. And you know, classic Yutani, right? Let's cure people by selling super expensive meds. But here are the issues. The movie expects you to already know the alien lore. If you haven't watched an Alien Earth or any Predator films in years, you are gonna be like, wait, who's Will and Yutani? That disconnects and hurt the movie a bit. Still, there's one cool detail.
Yutani, and here Disney lore knows the Yuja exists. And that, my friend, set up something huge for future crossover between Alien and Predator. And well, actually Dex in the movie he's betrayed. And he realized he was just a pawn, but instead of giving in to rage, he forgets. Yes, it's weird. He says Tia team up with that wild creature from before and decide to fight back. And he built his own Predator armor using the planet material, and that thing is pure fire. A straight up homage to Schwarzenegger movie, and then he takes on all of Yutani, rescue Tia, and take down Tessa. When he returns home, he brings her skull as a trophy. But his father mocks him, does what every hero must do. He fights the one who made him, kills his father, and declares, I don't need your clan. I already had mine. His clan? Thea and the creature, but that actually was the son of the Caliph. And just as a peace seemed near, his mother appears. For revenge? For recognition? We don't know. That is the end of the movie. So Predator Badlands is weird. It's bold. If it's flat, they'll just say he died and go back to the classic one, I think. You know? Still, it's packed with action, it's fun, but it's hard to connect with a creature that's meant to be emotionless. So for me, as a regular viewer, 7 out of 10. As a hardcore fan, 6 out of 10. Now tell me, which Predator do you prefer? The old school beast or this new emotional warrior? Throw your thoughts in the comments, and see we're really talking about crossover, check out my video on Avengers Doomsday and my breakdown of Alien Earth. You love them. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next hunt. Bye bye. Avatar Fire and Ash is just the same movie all over again. Hold up. Wait a minute. Do me a huge favor and shut the hell up for a second. Yeah. I'm talking to you, the reviewer, who just parroted the same entire talking point over and over. Seriously, just shut up and actually watch the movies. I know, you love Star Wars, Harry Potter, and Terminator, right? Why not? Newsflash, those are basically the same movie repeated too. And don't even get me started on Back to the Future. That's literally the same movie made 3 times in a row. And you know something? I love that trilogy. So, do us all a solid and pipe down. Guys, Avatar Fire and Ash is officially cemented the franchise as one of the greatest CI trilogy of all time. I'm just gonna say it, this third installment is a straight out 10 out of 10. It's peak entertainment, it's a blast to watch, and honestly, it's pretty easy movie to break down. It's a 3rd-hour sit. The first hour is super solid, it establishes the new status quo perfectly, unlike the weight of the water. And this is a direct continuation, we're jumping right back into the thick of it. Neytiri is grieving her son. Loak is drowning in a survivor guild over his brother. Kitty and Spider are getting way closer. And Sully, he is the only one with any common sense, trying to figure out how to take down high-tech mechs and heavy artillery using basically sticks and stones. Now, the second hour get a bit heavy, at least for me. This is where the real character work happens. Loak's redemption arc with the whole stuff with the whale, yeah, I calling it a whale, deal with it, and all that stuff. More of the brother legacy. Then we get Sully turning himself into the humans, which leads to discovery that they capture Spider. That kicks off the most insane part of the second act. Spoiler alert, we find out Spider is the literally key to colonizing Pandora because he is the only human who can actually breathe the earth. This puts Sully in an impossible spot where he feels he has to kill his own son. It's a total Abraham and Isaac vibe. It's heavy, it's biblical, and it works. The third act, man, it's 80 minutes of pure unadulterated action. Let's be real. What other franchise besides Lord of the Rings can pull off that much carnage
while still making you care about the character. So what do you think? Is it more of the same? Or are these critics just on the hate train? People love to mourn that Netflix kills cinema, and then when we get a massive high art blockbuster that actually tries, they trash it. Look at Marvel. They gave Brand New Day 6 months of post production. 6 months. You can see the lack of polish a mile away. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. Go and see it on the biggest screen possible. Hit that subscribe button for more, and I'll catch you. Welcome to Derry is here, and it's about to ruin your sleep schedule. We waited so long for this show. It's promised to bring back it, the creature we all love to hate, but this time darker, more twisted, and way more personal. Andy Muschietti, the same director for the movies, is back to remind us why Pennywise isn't just another monster. He's an entity, something that feeds on fear. But here's the real question. Did this first episode live up to the hype? Or is it just another crash grab? Let's find out. A young boy all bruised up, running away from home. You don't know why, but the tension is instant. The kid trying to leave Derry, and if you ever seen anyone can do, get out as far as possible. He ends up in the freezing outskirts of the town until he runs into a family driving to Portland. They seem perfect. Friendly smile, warm car, like a dream come true. But this is Derry. In Derry, even kindness has teeth. Look at words conversation, and then it's turned into the full-blown horror. And then to this horrifying double-headed creature. And yeah, you guessed it, the poor kid doesn't make it. His name was Matty. It's shocking, disturbing, and it sets the tone. You realize Welcome to Derry isn't here to copy the movies. It's here to make you deeply uncomfortable. Be honest, watching or tap out right there. Months go by and everything looks calm, but it's the fake kind of calm. We meet a new group of kids. Phil, his little sister Lily, Veronica and Terry. They all knew Maddie, and all of them share something. They're being haunted by it. But one character stands out. Lily. You can see the trauma in her eyes. She's broken mentally, hanging by a thread, and her dad passed away. And I think he was taken by the creature. And ever since, people in town call her Crazy Lily. You can tell she's not crazy. She just seen too much. And then comes one of the best sequences in this episode. The movie theater scenes. After a day of being stalked by it, the group hide inside the theater. Veronica, whose dad owns the place, gives Anne a clue. Maybe Mario's still alive somewhere. But then the lights flicker, and suddenly the clown shows up. It chaos. They're screaming, running, shadow everywhere, and then the twisted creature from the opening reappears. When it's all over, only Lily and Veronica are left. Everyone else is gone. That ending? Unreal. The kind of twist that makes you sit there in silence processing what you just saw. Later, in the behind the scene, Andy Muschietti explained he wanted to make viewers believe these were the main characters just to prove that in Derry no one's safe, and that hit me hard. Because that was make it terrifying. Not the clown, not the jump scare, but the fact that the story never plays fair. So let me in the comment, what do you think about this crazy scene? This terrifying, absolutely. Just leave me your opinion. I think another great stuff about the series is that it's full of Easter eggs. We get the mention of the turtle, the cosmic being that helps the loser defeat Pennywise in the books. And we see a nod to Deep Halloran, a young version of this character from The Shining with the power of the shine. Little details like that remind you all King's story are connected. One big, creepy universe. But here the issues. The bad. The CGI is a bit real. It didn't work for me. It's not terrible, but it's not top tier either. The monster effects sometimes look like a too digital, like a video game cutscene instead of a real creature. I've never liked when a horror goes full CGI, because it makes things less scary and more cartoonish. But hey, that's just my opinion. If you loved it, that's awesome. That kind of stuff hit everyone differently. So what scared you more? digital monster or stuff like, I don't know, maybe Psycho Killer or something like the Black Phone stuff? Let me in the comments. Corporate social responsibility. I know you didn't expect this in this kind of video, but we need to talk about it. Horror used to have limits. Back in the day, Freddy Krueger, Jason, they were scary, but there was always a line. Now, after the movie like Black Phone, it felt like that line is gone. And welcome to the push it even further. It's darker because especially when the victims are kids. And I can't lie, part of the worry is about the young actor too. In the behind the scene, one of them talk about the death scenes, and I thought, man, it's not supposed that kind of studio protects that information for the kid, and why a kid need to know about the difference between death and gore death? Why need to understand that kind of violence? I think it's worth discussing. Overall, the episode was low at times, but powerful. If you're like me and you don't buy with CGI horror, I'd say it's a 6 out of 10. But if you love dark story, shocking twists, and that creepy kind atmosphere, go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10. Either way, welcome to the reproved one thing. Fear never die. It just hide until you turn the light off. So what do you think though? Is horror getting too extreme? Or is this just the genre evolved? In my opinion, you need to be very mature to watch that kind of stuff. And I don't say it's something like 18 years, no. 22 years at least to watch that kind of show, that kind of movie. But let me in the comment, what do you think? Hit that subscribe button and check it out my Peacemaker review right after this one. And Flew with the Red Balloon. All roads lead back to Pennywise and welcome to Derry. This town has no peace. Desperation, madness, even hate living in the street. A cursed place controlled by this evil supernatural force. Happy Halloween, guys! HBO dropped the preview for the episode 2 early just for today. Starting the next week, the show goes back to Sundays. Right here, I will tell you the best moment, the weak points, and it's worth your time. Why do these towns act like it's want to hide the truth so bad? And what if Pennywise is just getting started? Sure hit, Derry never lets anyone go. So yeah, all roads point to it again. The best. This episode killed the last hope you had. Those kids from episode 1? Yeah, they were victims of it. No mercy. The horror was real, and the violence hit the town like a storm. Because of that chaos, Hunt, the movie theater owner, became the main suspect. But the town does not blame him just for the kids. No. The show also exposed the racism in the 60s. Movies like Back to the Future make that time look happy and clean, but not here. People stare, whisper, judge, ugly behavior everywhere. The tension grows. Therefore, the rewind has gone fast. What if the real monster and not the one with sharp teeth? Derry feels sick, and the infection comes from deep inside. The show also goes deeper with Little family, his wife and son. His wife sees kids fighting, try to stop them, but nobody else helps. She stands alone. She stands alone like she's a stranger in her own town. Therefore, we see how it touched every single person here. Just like in the book, its influence spread in the air. They breed evil, and the people feel it. Racism, hate, violence, Pennywise fits it, and grows in the shadows. On the other side, LaRoe's son will go to a school and mix Ronnie. Will loves science. Maybe that curiosity helps him fight it later, maybe survive. These towns eat innocence. They are kids, but the danger already know their names. We get 2 crazy scary scenes here. Last time I said CGI in terror movie killed the vibe, but here they did great. First, Ronnie in her bed. The mattress flipping, turning into a nightmare cocoon.
You wanna scream, but you cannot breathe. Claustrophobic. Then it hits Ronnie where it's her mouth. The fear of her dead mom. Brutal. It is not just spooky. It hurts emotionally. What do you do when your fear feels real? And how do you fight something inside your mind? This is a fear with emotion. Then we had Lily, and then reminds of her father. She stands there with that jaw like a pickle, but inside looked like ghosts. So nasty. That scene did not scare me, but it made me feel sick. The CGI here, it's worth, not because it's scary, but it because it pushes emotion. I felt uncomfortable watching it, and trust me, many people will get nightmare here. Sometimes horror is not fear, it's feeling trapped inside a nightmare you can't escape. And remember, Pennywise enjoy breaking people like this. So, who is next? The worst. The pacing is slow. Episodes feel very long. Together, these two episodes almost feel like a 3-hour movie. It's not like Peacemaker with short, sharp episodes. There take its time, therefore the scares are limited. The horror works even with CGI, but I get it if some people say it's slow or boring. But patience is tough, or will some people drop out before the big moment land? Great fear takes time, but patience is tough. Not everyone likes slow burn horror, and this show really burns slow. So we had key fact from episode 2. Biggest reveal is with the army story. The Halloran shine is being used to locate the special artifacts. Those artifacts will leave general shock to the creature terrorizing Derry every 27 years. Shaw believes fear freezes victims and wants to weaponize Pennywise, yet use Pennywise as a weapon so far. This is so crazy. They dig up a car full of body and Shaw say, "We are close." What happens when humans try to control pure evil? Some power should never be touched. They think they can use a demon, but demons don't follow orders. This episode is a 7 out of 10. A strong horror moments, a slow story pace, great character build. It takes time, but it gives a disturbing scene and heavy emotion. Tell me what you think in the comments and watch my episode 1 review next. Would you survive Derry? Nobody lives clean. See you there. When you think you got the beast under control, you feel strong, untouchable, ready to hunt him down, no one can stop you. But what you don't know is, you're already standing inside the beast's territory. It knows every corner, every sound, every move you make. You think you're inside its head, but that's when you realize it is the one inside your mind, playing with you. And in that moment, when fears crawl under your skin and your body freezes, you see it. 2 bright glowing moons staring right into your soul, the hypnotic eyes of it whispering, "Who are you?" Hey guys, welcome back to What the Geek Club, the home of superhero and everything geek. Today we're diving into episode 3 of Welcome to Derry. The episode starts with a flashback showing off of its past haunts. We see a John Francis Shaw at the Derry Carnival, stepping into a haunted house. He is terrified by every room he walks into. And by the way, a special mention to Andy Muschietti for his cool cameo, but the Skeleton Man is still the show this time. Oh, and HBO added some amazing behind the scenes clip where Muschietti explained how inside that tent the real Skeleton Man scored Shaw. It used that moment to take control, and later when Shaw's car broke down in the woods, it showed its most monstrous form to hunt him down. Luckily, he was saved by a girl named Rose. Then we find out that when you leave Derry, no matter what happens, you forget everything. Creepy, right? Back to our main character, Lily finishing her stay at the Derry Asylum. She is reflecting on everything that happens, helped by a kind housekeeper. Her goal is clear: help Ronnie free her father, because she knows something. In Derry, true or lie, she always be the crazy one. That's why she plays it smart.
After leaving the asylum, she tells Ronnie they should take photo of it next time it's attacked, because deep down, the boat knows it is coming back. So, the plan? Take a photo. The challenge? Get those photos developed. That's when Will and Rich step in. At first they don't believe a word, but soon they run into the cemetery, being chased by it itself. Man, it's ruthless. Using the spirit of the dead kids just to hunt Ronnie and Lily? That messed up. But this time the kids escape. Why? Because they were prepared. When you know fear is coming, you don't freeze, you react. Even Will and Rich somehow sensed what was about to happen. Yeah, they were scared, but they had a goal, and that saved their lives. Now here comes one of the best moments in the episode. Dick Halloran seems is on a mission to find it, so the government can control it. Dick walks right into its territory, and just like I said at the start, it is not the being hunting, it's the one hunting you from inside your own head. Even there's a moment where Dick almost takes his own life, but he's saved by Little. In the extra, the actors say Dick was overconfident, thinking his power made him safe, but it was just time within all alone. That's when he warned Shaw, leave that things alone. And the question for you is, would you still chase a monster after that? I don't think so. After Little say Dick visits him to thank him, and that's when we find out the twist. Dick was the one who's tested earlier in the series. He's one of the masked men, and here the key detail. Little is fearless. Could that make him a major player in the final fight against it? I think so. Remember, it feeds on fear. So maybe, just maybe, Little Courage is the weapon that could stop it before it goes back to sleep, saving his son and all the kids of Derry. Overall, I really enjoyed this episode. Even though the horror wasn't as creepy as before, the story kept me hooked. The CGI wasn't perfect, but it still gave me chills. The only downside, there were only 2 main scary scenes this time. I get that because every its appearance needs heavy CGI, though honestly, those practical effects like Ronimon scene still hit harder for me. Anyway, what do you think of episode 3? Did it scare you? Or did it fall a little short? For me, it's a solid 7 out of 10. Fun, tense, and full of mystery. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and check out my review of the previous episode. See you in the next time. There's a creature out there, older than the universe itself. Pure evil, no mercy, no weakness. And either you face it, or you end up screaming in the dark. Because when your last cry fills the air, its long sharp teeth lies out in the shadows, and that's when it is you. Welcome back, guys. My name is Wetek and this is Wetek's Geek Club. We got the new episode of Welcome to Derry, and we're already at mid-season. This shop keeps getting better. Anyway is getting his meal ready. Will, Ronnie, Lily, and Rich are his next snacks. He's warming them up with fear you can even imagine. And here's something wild. Last episode, the kid got a photo of the creature, or well, at least the illusion of it. We could see the ghosts of the old dead kids clear as a day, but now the photo are all messed up. Only flashes, tombstone, shadows, and the only thing that stayed was that clown shade hiding in the dark. Not even a real clown or Pennywise, just a weak shadow, a silhouette without face. But the interesting part starts at Will's house. Rose goes to drop out some groceries for Charlotte, and she warns her about the danger Will might be in. It's better to keep your loved ones close, she said. Then we see something weird, something we never saw before, or if it ever happened, maybe it ended like Lily's situation. Will opens up to his parents, not fully but enough. He tells his mom about what happened in the cemetery, everything tied to Rooney and his dad. This gives Charlotte a bigger role now. Remember, Charlotte is an activist. She fights for black rights. When she heard what happened, she noticed something off in the case. So she visits the police chief, Clint Bowers, and she confirmed her fears. Truth doesn't matter here. Justice? Who cares? Hank Grogan is already a criminal, and it's ready to shank. By the way, I love how there are Stephen King Easter eggs everywhere. But Will's story is far from done. Leroy wants to spend time with his son, so they go fishing, and that's where we see the attack. Pennywise comes for them. A burned up Leroy pulls Will down into the ocean. A small Easter egg. The illusion tells Will he will burn too. It's connected to Will's death in the future. Because remember, Will is my dad. In the original movie, Mike said his parents died in a fire. It's a sad end for Will, but we need to go back to the present. His biggest fear is watching his father die in action, burning while serving his country. And that's where Will starts getting clever. He loves books. He's the smartest kid in town, so he figured out something big. Pennywise doesn't kill kids fast, because the fear, the panic, the freeze, that's what he eats first. Kids are food, but scared kids? Tastes better. So the plan is simple. Lily steals a pill look like a painkiller from her mom. The idea? When Pennywise attack again, they take the pill to show down the fear. No fear, no flavor. Now we got the widest part of the episode. Let's talk about Lily. Bro, give me a favor, someone tell Pennywise to just eat her already, or send her to a mental hospital for... God, this girl is always in chaos. Everything bad hit her heart. Is she turning into the Llorona in this universe? Oh my god, the girl of 1,000 tragedies. Seriously, what is going on with this kid? Marge, influenced by the Patty case, want to destroy the crazy girl on the town. And I think I'll start calling Lily that. Their plan is simple. Use a cute guy to embarrass her at school. Classic Stephen King energy, straight out of Curry by the way. Once the pranks begin and Marge and Lily are in the bathroom, Pennywise attacks. And the mother costume part, honestly, I loved it. CGI horror usually looks dumb to me, but this show knows how to make things nasty. Most of the scares feel raw and gross. Some are lighter, but not this one. No. Pennywise make Marge get those parasites they talk about in class. And actually it matches her vision problem perfectly. And then she tries to pull her eyes out. It was creepy, nasty, and intense. Pure cringe and terror, man, what the hell is going on? It was super gross. You know, I love that part, I had to admit that. And guess who? Who's the blame? Lily, of course. Of course, Pennywise is a giant son of a bitch. He keeps messing with this girl for fun, and right now I think he even cares to eat her. It's just to bully her. You know, he's a son of a bitch actually. We didn't get more info here, but we'll see what happened that episode. But the cliffhanger? Amazing. Meanwhile, we had a scene with Will at home. Pennywise is watching him. Leroy thinks people keeping an eye on their house because Charlotte is helping Hank so much. And here what I love the format of this show is world like a book, mini subplots everywhere, just like the original X, which was a full of different threads. Charlotte plot girl interesting too. She tried to free Ronnie's dad, and we get deep into harassing scenes. He was with a married white woman, and that was enough to destroy his life. A crime thriller, a horror story, all in one. And talking about horror, we finally see the origin of it. Colonel Shaw leads a group of Native Americans inside the base, including Rose's nephew, but only to be questioned by Halloran. For age, not a normal interrogation, Halloran goes inside the kid's mind, and we see an old native story, a monster hunting anyone who stepped into its land. People knew the danger, they fought it, They survived it. A creature from the sky. Its meteor acts like a prison. Pieces of the meteor keep it away, but when it started feeding, its hunting soul grew bigger. It turned into a demonic oath, then a father, maybe from the colonizer, then a full monster, and finally it was sealed using 13 meteor pieces. Now, I'm not sure if those pillars are actually the whole town of Derry. Maybe. It will explain why Pennywise is tied to Derry. Did you know the whole lore from the book? Let me know in the comments. But one thing is clear. Daniel tells Halloran that the center of all this, the meteor, Pennywise core, is the same how we saw with the It movie. Perfect connection. This adventure is close to ending. Colonel Shaw even said the cycle is almost over. Everyone in Derry knows disaster happen every 27 years. Kids go missing, people die, it's always the same rhythm. So, how do you think this ends? We know the fate of some character like poor Will. Will Lily end up in a mental hospital? Will she, Ronnie and Mitch become Pennywise's next meal? Just like the old kids? We will see what happens. Next season are supposed to explore older years. I don't think that's a good idea, but that's for another video. But this story ends in this season. For now, this episode was really good. If you enjoy a Stephen King world, this is a solid 7 out of 10. Check out my other reviews and tell me your theories in the comments. What do you think is waiting for us in the second part of this season? I'm gonna read you in the comments. See you guys.
You can hide, you can run, or you can face it if you're bold. But let me tell you what you can do. You can escape, cause everybody floats, and you are floating too. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Welcome to Derry video. Episode 5 show how wild and intense this creature can get. Nobody in that town is safe. On one side, we see the military getting ready to ride the covenant tunnels that leads to the abandoned house where Pennywise lives. Meanwhile, the most unexpected things happens. Matty is alive. At first, it sounds crazy, but it makes sense. The creature kept some kids alive because their fears make him stronger, and he enjoys his meal even more. That's where find out Phil is alive too. Hurt, but still alive, so the kids decide to strike to Pennywise's place. This episode also shows how the native families in Derry had been part of this secret for years. They know what happens when Pennywise wakes up. They see kids disappear, but they choose not to act, trying to protect themselves. Then we jump back to the ride led by Leroy and the kids searching for Pennywise. And that's when they get the best part of the series. Maddie was actual Pennywise the whole time, pulling the kids into a trap. He has them right where he wants them. At the end, we see Lily being saved by the artifact Daniel drops. Remember, the artifact only has power because so many of the native families believe in it, and Leroy ends up hurting his friends, thinking it's the creature. We also can't forget Halloran. For anyone confused about the scene with his grandpa and the box, in the book, his grandmother taught him to control his power by locking away bad spirits inside that box. His grandfather appeared because he mistreated him when he was a kid, and even as in passing, the memory kept showing up and bothering him. So, when Pennywise opened that box, it throws off Halloran control over his chain, which honestly could be a real weapon against the monster. This episode was full of surprises. It's hard for me to find anything bad about it. Easily a 10 out of 10. We finally get the first real appearance of Pennywise in the series. And the next episode are looking like a full-on feast for the creature. Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to check out my Stranger Things 5 review. It's fire. You don't wanna miss it.
Evil showed out with a lot of faces. Last episode it showed up looking like Maddie. Sad poor kid with no real future after Pennywise crossed his path. This time it shows up wearing the face of someone who's supposed to care about you, someone who should protect you and help you recover. But the truth, that help is only leading you straight into the beast's mouth. And from her point of view, she's even doing it for her father. Welcome back to another episode of Welcome to Derry. In this video, I'll break down everything you missed and stick around till the end. I'm dropping the biggest secrets about what's coming next in the series. The episode kicks off with that broken relationship between Will and his dad, to the point the man actually hits him. Honestly, if the kid had run into the sewers, Polly probably would have made it out alive, but the real way of this scene is watching Will slowly mature. Even scared of his own father, he stands his ground for what he believes in, helping his friends no matter what. Their whole plan that moment was to take down it. For some reason, the kids in there always think they can take on something way stronger than them. But this time we see a switch up from the movie. When Lily, the crazy one, shows them the weapon she thinks can hurt Pennywise, her first idea is, let's kill the thing. And the kids, their reaction was exactly what you'd expect. Are you crazy? What's wrong with you? Unlike the movie where they jump in the hero mode, here it feels way more real. The first instinct is to run, no go back, especially Ronnie, who had just run into her dad. Then we get to the heart of the episode, Marge's full redemption arc. She even throws hands with the patty case crew, and her friendship with Richie keeps growing. Richie becomes a fan favorite, funny, sweet, and always there for his friends, especially for Marge. But now let's go darker. Ingrid Kirsch. She is a nurse at Juniper Hill who helps the kids. At first she acts out of curiosity and takes a little girl downstairs to check out the noises calling her. Down there, she sees Pennywise, but looking exactly like her dad. Same outfit. That's why Ingrid tells Lily she thinks her father is possessed by the creature. At first, Ingrid freaks out and tries to run with the girl to save her, but the girl is too weak to keep up. Pennywise attacks. The scene runs almost completely in black and white, except for the balloon and its eyes. A super intense moment. From there, it's clear. Pennywise realizes he can manipulate Ingrid, and she'll end up bringing more victims for years. On the other side, Lily escaped Ingrid's house, but she's shattered. The one person she thought she could trust betrayed her. And in an episode based on the previews, it takes the form of Ingrid's father, realizing the clown is the biggest perfect way to bring in the biggest feast. We also finally get the explanation we were begging for last episode. Halloran tells Leroy about the box and reveals he has the shine. Leroy's ready to use that power to hunt the creature, but Halloran wants nothing to do with it. And here where the episode gets weird. At the black spot, they're hiding hand, but Halloran's friends randomly decide to throw a party. Even though the party is fun and brings so cold in all this tension, throwing one while a man is being hunted? Really? Eventually, the info leaks out of pure racism. Everyone who wants to hurt Hank storms in. And here we get our first two big clues for next episode. Get ready, Richie might actually die. They gave me so much character depth. He's charming, lovable, exactly the kind of character they take away to break your heart. We even see a scene where Marge is holding a hand with a sleeve that looks like Richie's. Injured or gone. The figure shown his dad Pennywise infiltrates the attack and kills Hank. That matches perfectly with Hank's conversation with Will asking him to look after his daughter. Everything points to this being at least 90% accurate. So guys, drop your thoughts in the comment. For me this episode was a solid 8 out of 10. And the next one looks a 10 out of 10 for sure. Hit subscribe for more and don't miss my mid-season breakdown. Bye bye.
A friend, a hero, no, a knight. Richard's death was a hard blow for everyone in episode 7 of Welcome to Derry. The episode starts off with a bang. The attack on the black spot is desperate, claustrophobic scene where the Fifth of Derry unite for the most cowardly attack of all. Just when we thought they were going to retreat, they trapped them and set the place on fire to kill Hank. But the casualties were devastating, and it was completely uncensored. We see Halloran trying to help the kids, but when the part of the ceiling falls, he can reach Rishi and Marsh. Rishi Noble sacrifices himself in a very Titanic-style moment. It broke everyone's heart. It wasn't a promo, but we weren't prepared for such a heartbreaking scenes. Let me know in the comment how you processed Rishi's death. Did it hurt you as much as it hurt me? On the other hand, Pennywise makes an appearance at the base, annihilating anyone foolish enough to close to him. He decides to go outside, and to everyone's surprise attack the town butcher, one of the pigs who participated in the cowardly attack. In the end, it wasn't Han that Pennywise attacked, just like it showed in this figure. Honestly, it's one of the most sickening and nauseating scenes I ever seen. Scaring kids gives adults nightmare. Seriously, what a scene! Pennywise eating half his head and then hugging Ingrid while pretending to be her dad is simply nightmare fuel. Honestly, what a bizarre scene! We also see Pennywise attack with the Faustin flame, first on Ingrid, as she accepts her father's death and realizes the person in front of her is a monster, and then on Will. Will, tired of defeat and watching his friends die, decided to face the beast. But he was not ready for what was coming. The episode also revealed the real purpose of the Derry military base. It wasn't to control the monster, but to unleash it across the country to spread massive panic and unite the people against a common evil. A twisted idea of manipulation and control over being they simply cannot understand. The only one with common sense is Leroy, who tried to stop it. But with so many soldiers blindly following orders beyond reason, it was impossible for him to stop the pillar destruction. Now Will is missing, and Halloran is out of the control, but it seems he will be able to help find Will and escape the base. The destruction of the pillar allowed it to return from his slumber. And by the way, how twisted! This series is truly amazing. Pennywise basically sleeps in a pile of corpses he collects during his hunts. Every detail is incredible, sickening, but high quality. Apparently the kid's only hope for survival is to use the pillar Lily possesses to put it back to sleep. For me, a clear 10 out of 10 episode. This series proves it's the standard for how to make a horror show. Leave your opinion in the comments and subscribe for more content. The end is here. The nightmare of Derry has finally come to a close. The face of pure evil, the world devourer. But not before leaving behind disturbing clues about what this cosmic entity truly is, and what we might see in the upcoming season of Welcome to Derry. Stay with me because today I'm breaking down the secret reveal and the final episode. An episode that, for many, crowned this show as one of the best series of the year. And yes, this finally was a solid 10 out of 10. We begin with a completely unleashed Pennywise. So unhinged that he treated the school like an all-you-can-eat buffet. Yet even in his cruelty, he makes a chilling choice, letting the adults go, while keeping the youngest students feel as always tastes better when it's pure. Meanwhile, Ronnie, Marsh, and Lily are already hunting the beast. They realize Will has been taken, and Little figures out too. The moment Pennywise mocks him directly. Desperate, Little searches for Halloran to save his little son, and he's finally silent the voices that have been haunting him. In that moment, Halloran finds a new purpose, helping Will no matter the cost. Now let's talk about the big disappointment for some fans. Many believed Welcome to Derry would somehow connect to The Mist, another legendary Stephen King story. But instead, what we witnessed was something else entirely. The Mist was a manifestation of its power, attempted to expand beyond Derry. And what could that have meant? Imagine the iconic lake scene with the children, but now imagine an endless line, children from all over the world, one by one. It feeding whenever it pleases. That was the horrifying reality the world was about to face if it escaped. Let me know in the comments. Did you expect a Miss Cameo? Or did you think everything will originate right here in Welcome to Derry like I did? Now, about the final confrontation. Honestly, seeing how easy it is so stopped in modern time raises question. A single gunshot destroyed his head. It didn't kill him, but it mobilized him for a long time. Now imagine a missile launcher or a military containment. And yet, his greatest weakness isn't weapons, it's ridicule. Back to the story. Halloran enters Pennywise's mind, something we'd never seen before. Daniel died during the military intervention. It escapes Halloran, devours the jaw, attacks the children. Leroy is shot, left permanently injured. And just when everything seems lost, Rich returns. The Knights, the Spirits, the Savior, with a one final gift. Together they put it to sleep once more. Tell me in the comments what your thoughts about Rich's return, especially that emotional cemetery farewell, saying goodbye to family and friends. But now, the big revelation. Pennywise tells Marge that her son Rich will kill him, but with a key phrase: "My death is my birth." Marge explained to Lily that Pennywise's plan is to kill the ancestor of the losers to prevent his own death. This explanation has been widely accepted as the core meaning of the series, but I don't fully agree. To me, this feels more like a motivation for the future seasons, not the full truth. X never clearly states a master plan. He only tells Marge that because of Reed, he was curious about the taste of his entire bloodline. That line suggests something bigger. It is a cosmic being. He cannot truly die. Could it return in a new canon? Is the 3 seasons of Welcome to Derry success? I bet yes. The finale connects beautifully with Beverly Cameo, tying the series directly to it. And we also see John Gregson, the actress who plays Miss Scourge in it, Chapter 2. She sadly passed away in June 2025, but managed to finish her cameo, leaving behind a powerful legacy of dedication to her craft. Now I ask you, do you think its final words point to a future where a new story of the creature will be told? Or is a simple narrative good for the next season, focusing on hunting the ancestor of the loser? Let me know in the comments your opinion, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video.
Alright people, Peacemaker is back. This is last big draw DGO just landed, and the new season is supposed to connect what's left of the DCEU with James Gunn's new universe, but did it really work? In this video I'll give you my first impression of the episode, the best, the worst, and at the end we'll talking about how this could change DC's future. For the hardcore fans of season 1 we got a new little dance, but honestly I think the old intro song was way better. There's a quick recap of season 1, and instead of Justice League like we saw before, now it's the Justice Gun, making a short cameo. But here are the things. If the point is to show Peacemaker moving into this new universe, that seems made no sense. It should be the Justice League all along. Unless this was the universe of the another Peacemaker. But nah, that's what just gone making things more confusing. And if that's just the intro, imagine what's coming. A spoiler ahead. They show up their thoughts on all the characters, and honestly, their status is trash. Now, the good part? The comedy in the action scene, and listen, call it bias or whatever, but Emilia Clarke could kill it. She and Peacemaker are the best part of this season. Both are drowning in desperation, Harker losing her identity after losing her job. So now she just fights to feel something. And Peacemaker goes deep into emotion, like reuniting with his brother and father. There's this moment where his dad giving a small sign of love in another universe, and Peacemaker breaks down crying. Brutal. Then realize that in this universe, his real partner is Harcourt, now the Bat. Some of the comedy just feels dumb, and not the funny kind. At times Peacemaker comes off like a straight up idiot, which he isn't, so it feels off. And that scene at his house, damn! Not even a Spartacus shows sex scene that explicit. It was borderline adult movie vibe. I get it's for grown up, but God really pushed it too far. The most insert scene, but kinda obvious part, John Cena Peacemaker accidentally kills his alternate universe self. So yeah, he can easily take his place, but that would only make sense if we were still in the old DCEU. But remember, the intro already told us this Peacemaker always belongs in this universe, so that's it, more weird gun choice. And one more thing, I don't get why Guns put Hot Girl on the same level as Guy Gardner. I get it, Guy can be a total asshole, but Hot Girl? Really? Anyway, throw your thoughts in the comments and check it out my review on Superman and Creator Commando. See you there, guys. Peacemaker has one of the most brutal scenes on TV, like not even Dexter, Hannibal, or maybe even Dahmer on Netflix dare to go that far. I don't know, I didn't watch that shit, I admit that. And it was so close to turning into full gore, and we will talking about that. But before that, let me breaking down the good, the bad, and my thought on episode 2 of Peacemaker. The good. The episode started a few months ago where we find out that Rick Flag Jr. was promoted to director of Argus 8 months ago. That means he was already director during Superman, but not during Creature Commandos. Once he got the position, he wasted no time. He asked for his own file and found out Peacemaker was the one behind it all. So he ordered him to be watched 24/7. But with Chris, he's still, let's say, in shock after what happened with his copy. The episode focused on Flat growing hate, while Chris finds a kind of a safe spot from all the trash in his universe, by hiding in the other one, of course. It's a super funny episode and we get the most epic fight ever. Eagle versus Lanston Flurry and his squad. And man, even though they're supposed to be elite, they're not matched for Eagle. Like a true savage dog, he wipes them out. Crypto, better watch out, you got a competition right now. And of course, give me a life you understand the reference. We also get more from the side character. Adebayo having relationship problems, and Hardcore having a moment of reflection when Chris calls it out saying he knows she picked fights at bars. The bad. Okay, this one tricky. I don't know if it's good or bad, mainly the addition of Lanston. A little bit content here. He's soldier sent by Flap to keep an eye on Economos. Since Flap doesn't trust him because of his closeness with Peacemaker. Now, this character are already a parody of themselves, and they throw in a dude who's just a full-on hassle? It feels off. Like these characters are already a joke, so adding a bigger clown on top of that feels weird. That's why I'm asking you, is he the type of character you love to hate or just annoying? His jokes can be stupid, sometimes he's funny, sometimes he's not. What you think? And now the wild part, we get one of the most visceral scenes in superhero show. Maybe only The Boys is the same level? Basically, Peacemaker decides to take care of his copy in full Tony Montana style. He and his boy Adrian give us one of those what the fuck's moments. I know it's rated R, but honestly it felt unnecessary. They even put goofy music in the background making fun of it. Then, that scene where Chris tells off the alien who never say hi to him? I had to admit that part just was funny. For me, this episode is a 7 out of 10. It's fun, but some jokes cross the line into a straight up dumb. It's not like Creature Commando, where every joke had timing and reason to be there. Anyway, I'll leave you my review of Peacemaker first episode and my review of Creature Commando. See you there, guys, and of course, let me know your opinion about this episode. See you.
The best dimension ever. Chris is no longer the awkward guy with a messed up life. Nah, he wake up in the ultimate dimension. Here, he's not just like he's worshipped the most famous hero in town, a rock star with muscle. And the girl he's been in love with, she's not only his partner, she's crazy in love with him. Like head over heels. Sound like the hero dream, right? Who in their right mind will gonna go back home after that? And yeah, I'm gonna break down the best, the worst, and the biggest rumor so far that you can miss. The good. We see Chris living one day in this other dimension, where he finds out he is the most loved hero in town. We also get a flashback of Rick Flag Jr. It turns out he was actually her good lover before the event of Suicide Squad 2. I guess they add that for more drama in the whole impossible love story between Harcourt and Peacemaker in the main universe. Like always, the episode brings that dark, raw comedy. In this new world, we even get a crazy scene with the rebel blowing out government building, and of course Peace take them down with a brutal fatalities, until he decides to go back to his real world. But hear the twist, at that exact moment, Argus raids his house and takes it in one for all. They even bring a pro-Eagle hunter to try to wipe out Eagle. The bad. The biggest issue for me is that almost every character feels like an idiot. Even Rick Flag Jr. in this other universe was turned into a comedy god, and it's the same with everyone. It's like a copy-paste dumb behavior across the board. That's pulled me out of the story because it feels repetitive. Now the big rumor. The internet is going wild saying this new dimension is actually Earth X, a world where supremacy won, and all the heroes follow that dark ideology. That will mean Peacemaker could end up facing his dad and his brother in the season finale. Imagine that! He finally finds peace, love, and a real family in this world. And now he has to fight them. On top of that, it's rumored that Lex Luthor and Superman might show up in the series. What you think? For me, this episode is a solid 7 out of 10. If this rumor turns out true, we might get an emotional season finale packed with the cameos everybody waiting for. That's my review of the episode of Peacemaker, and don't forget to check out my breakdown of the last episode and my review of Alien Earth. See you in the next time. Bye bye. A life in a trash, the woman you love not only isn't in love with you, she sells you out to the one person who wants to end your life, and just when you try to breathe, a whole SWAT team showed up at your house to look you up. The only thing stopping you from running? The woman you love saying you still got a chance. Welcome to episode 4 of Peacemaker. Today we break down the episode through Chris' journey, his choices, his identity, and what this tells us about who he really is. Through tests. This episode threw Chris into the chaos. Economy speeding in Lanston's flurry face? Totally bizarre, but it shows how unpredictable his world is. And the truck scenes? Hilarious. Judo Master is back, adding comedy to the tension. Harcourt made a huge choice and betrayed Chris. While Economy does everything to protect him, Chris is forced to confront his fear, his values, and his own strengths. This is the hero journey being tested by life and discovering what loyalty really means. Betrayal in the stakes. But not everything works. For a mid-season episode, it couldn't be more intense. The contrast between Harcourt and Economy is great, but some parts feel slow. Michael Rocket as Eagle Hunter adds comedy but also reveals Peacemaker location, a key moment. And honestly, Eagle might not make it through this season.
Still, the episode is the perfect length. It leaves you waiting more without dragging. Chris' journey, he is about facing betrayal, testing loyalty, and discovering who he really is. That's what keeps it worth watching. So, what do you think? Did Harker go too far? Will Chris survive Flag Attack? Drop your thoughts in the comment and check out my last episode review and my series breakdown of Alien Earth, the show going head to head with Peacemaker every single week. See you there. A soldier, a friend, a son. Rick Flag Jr. goodbye isn't just another scene. It's a promise, a wound, and a warning. His father swore revenge on the one who killed his son. And Chris? He's not chasing glory. He's chasing one last reason to stay alive. A hope Harker could have given. This episode of Peacemaker is more than action. It's about identity, regrets, and the ways of choices. In this video I'm going to talk about the best of Peacemaker episode 5 because it has a lot of emotional stuff and of course a lot of action, actually brutal action. So we need to talk about the heart, how Red Flag Sr. hunt Chris, and of course Chris never thought he'd facing him. He's not guilty of killing a good man, but even with that guilt, he still wants to prove he's not beyond saving. The moment with her got hit deep. What looked like betrayal was actually her warning him, but the truth she gave was clear, a straight up no. Then came the fight, Red Flag breaking Chris down, stride after stride, brutal, raw, more real than anything in Creature Commando. That scene remind me Red Flag isn't just a character, he's the shadow Chris can't escape. And then the letter, man, that was the soul of the episode. Chris saying goodbye with love, regret, and a plea for a second chance. That's when he stopped being just a man with a gun and become the hero he's always wanted to be. Someone who carries pain but still chooses to protect others. But even with all that emotion, not everything landed. The eagerly moment fell out of the place. Finding out he had mystical power and control other eagle was wild, sure. The scene was brutal, but it drew like a joke right in the middle of the heavy story. For me, it brought the rhythm instead of building it. And alright, I know that Eagle has a lot of fun out of there, but I don't know, it just breaks the rhythm for me. And alright, it's my perspective. Why it matter? The letter wasn't just for his friend, it was for us too. Chris was asking the world for a second chance, and in another universe he finds it. If this were the real ending of the show, it would be epic. A man facing his past, breaking his own cycle, and finally becoming the hero he dreamed of being. But of course, the story isn't done. Judah must follow Chris into the portal. Maybe it's Earth X, maybe it's something darker. And Red Flag, if Creature Commando taught us anything, is that he might plan ahead, but he never forgets. Jennifer Holland already confirmed them for the rest of the episode. A lot will happen, a lot will be revealed, and there will be many consequences that shape the future of the DCU. So, tell me in the comments, how did this episode hit you? For me, it's an 8.5 out of 10. Don't miss my review of the last episode and my weekly breakdown of Alien Earth. Until next time, see you. I couldn't believe what I saw in this episode of Peacemaker. At first, Chris is living the dream, famous, love, finally happy. But soon we find out this perfect world hides a dark truth. Sticking around because I'll break down the best, the worst, and the huge Lex Luthor cameo that changed everything for DCU. This episode runs in 2 tracks. On one side, hardcore Adebayo, economists and vigilantes are trying to figure out the artifacts that leads to Vigilante's house, where we get a hilarious scene with his mom, and another one in the basement where he keeps everything he's confiscated as a hero. Meanwhile, Chris is enjoying his dream life, basically in love nest with hardcore too. So, if you're into this kind of breakdown, Hit that subscribe button so I know to keep making more. The worst. James Gunn usually nailed the balance between comedy, action, and deep moments. But here the comedy drags too long. The vigilante scenes were funny, sure, but they killed some key moments. And then we're supposed to believe Adebayo instantly knew the button to enter another dimension. After seeing it once, that felt forced. Now here where the thing gets serious. Rick Flag, desperate to track down Peacemaker, does something crazy. He goes straight to prison to meet Lex Luthor. But this isn't the Luthor we've seen before. This one is walking with a limp from crypto wounds. Life had beaten him down, but he's still as dangerous as ever. They cut a deal. Rick gets an energy tracker, a tool powerful enough to locate the other dimension where Chris is trapped. In exchange, Luthor gets a transfer to a lower security prison, a place where he has more freedom to move his chess pieces. And here's the twist. They don't just shake hands on the deal, they end up becoming partners. Two men with a totally different goals, now tied together by survival and revenge. This changed the game because if Luthor is back in play, it's not just about Peacemaker anymore. It set the stage for Superman 2. And the rumors going around, Superman and Lex might actually fight side by side against Brainiac. Imagine that! Your greatest enemy suddenly turning into your only ally. What you think? Could Superman ever trust Lex? Or this is just another setup for betrayal? Let me know in the comments. But the shock doesn't stop here. Chris' so-called paradigm isn't what it seems. That perfect world he's living on is actually a fascist world. So yeah, those are X rumors confirms. And it's not just Chris who's in danger. Adebayo is trapped in the hostile dimension. Economos captured by White Dragon. And now fans are asking, is this where we finally see an evil Superman from this universe show up? Because if that happened, it will flip the DCU upside down. Extra rumor for you. Since you stayed this far, let me hit you with the internet widest theory. Flurry might actually be Martian Manhunter. Think about it. He acts way too weird, almost innocent. That verb blindness thing, super suspicious. And when Rick Flag asks him to wait, he just sits there, quiet, almost like he's observing in disguise. A Martian or just dumb? You tell me. For me, this episode is an 8 out of 10. The comedy something killed the mood, but the RX twist, the cliffhanger, and that massive Lex Luthor cameo, pure fire. And hey, don't miss my prior Peacemaker review. If you like this breakdown, check them out after this video, so you're fully caught up before the finale drop. See you there. The new episode of Peacemaker hits hard, funny, wild, and way more emotional than you'd expect. Even without a big cameo, the show knows how to pull you in and hit you right in the feeling. It's the kind of episode that reminds you why fans love this show and why John Cena keeps proving he's way more than just a tough guy. In this video, I'll tell you the best and the worst of Peacemaker before its big season finale. The best! What really stands out in this episode is the emotional side. It starts with Chris finding out the world is full of Nazis. They even have their own little mural. But in the true Peacemaker fashion, he never noticed. It's dumb, but that's what makes him human, I guess. I don't know. But well, not evil, just lost. So he and Harcourt make a run for it, trying to escape back to their universe. Meanwhile, Adebayo almost died but gets saved by Judo Master, which started a strange little alliance between them. Later, everyone meets up at White Dragon and Kid's place, and in this version of White Dragon feels different. He is more human, trying to do what's right. Kid, on the other hand, he wants revenge for his brother. So Dragon becomes and the voice of reason, until Vigilante shoots him point blank. That moment when Keith is dying and Chris remembers his past is pure gold. You can feel all his pain and guilt coming back. By the end, Chris accepts his destiny and realizes the problem isn't the world, it's him. He goes back to his universe and turns himself into Rick Flag Sr. The worst. Now, what doesn't work so well for me is how different Peacemaker feels compared to the Suicide Squad. Sure, it's been a movie and 2 seasons, so yeah, the character had to grow, but it feels like they changed him completely. The smart, sharp, and unpredictable guy from the movie is gone. James Gunn first planned to kill Peacemaker in the Suicide Squad, and maybe that's why this new version feels off. He cried too much, he complained too much, and he just doesn't feel like the same person. If you like that softer version, that's fine, but I don't connect with him. He feels like a parody of what made him great, and even if this helped John Cena get more serious role, I still prefer the mercenary attitude from the movie. These two Peacemakers feel like totally different people, and that's just weird. So yeah, I give this episode 7 out of 10. It's fun, emotional, and full of crazy moments, but something that just dragged too long. It's still a superhero show, and I wish it focused more on action or deeper moments instead of wasting time on comedy. But that's just my take. What you think? Do you like this emotional version of Peacemaker? Or do you miss the brutal one from the Suicide Squad? Let me know in the comment. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. A love letter to Peacemaker, or maybe a finale that left fans disappointed? The season finale hit hard, emotional, bold, and personal. James Gunn wrote and directed it himself, and you can feel it. This one came straight from his heart. But did it really deliver what fans expected? In this video I'll tell you the best and the worst and what these endings means for the future of the DCU. The best. From the start emotion takeover. We open with flashback. Peacemaker and haircut on what looks like a date. They laugh, they connect, and they kiss. Then everything changes. We see the Argus team traveling between universes, risking their lives through mysterious portals. They don't even know what they're searching for, only that something waiting on the other side. Soldier fall one by one, cruel, ironic, and darkly funny. That's pure Gunn style. Meanwhile, Rick Flag and his crew now filled with Luthor followers. Throw a wide party almost like hell on earth. Meanwhile, the Argus agents are dying. Peacemaker gets saved by Vigilante and Adebayo, but he's still running thinking he's the angel of death. Then comes one of the most emotional moments of the entire series. His friends find him and they tell him what he means to them. Harcourt opens her heart, and in that moment, Peacemaker becomes more than just a killer. He becomes hope for people who've already lost theirs. And of course the dance, the Peacemaker dance. But before he can enjoy the moment, Rick Flag captures him and locks him in a parallel earth as the first interdimensional prisoner. The worst. Now here where things fall apart. The chains were too extreme. Rick Flag went from a Captain America style to a heartless villain. I get it, being one movie and 2 seasons, but there's a line between evolution and inconsistency. Rick couldn't just turn like that. Sure, he lost his son, but at least keep some balance in his story. Or in Creature Commando we saw a leader with cold and control. Here almost unrecognizable. And then came Gunn's promise. You guys are gonna lose your minds. We made something great! But fans didn't see it that way. No sign of Chris' brother on Earth X, no Brainiac, no surprise cameos, just an open ending. That's why episode 8 scored 6.8 out of 10, while episode 6 and 7 had 9.2 out of 10. People expected an explosion and instead got a whisper. The future of the DCU. James Gunn confirmed Peacemaker won't have a season 3. It doesn't strange because this show was a hit. Every episode grew with audience. Critics loved it. So what happened? Is the DCU in crisis? Was Superman really a flop? What's clear is that this character will live on. Maybe not in Peacemaker, but across the new DCU, like Ben Kingsley's character in Marvel. From Iron Man 3 to Shang-Chi and now in Wonder Man. But the question is, do this character deserve that kind of future? This episode was Gunn saying goodbye. You can feel the love in every shot. The music, the cameos, even the Foxy Shazam band showing up. But love letters don't always make great superhero stories. Fans wanting action, surprise, and a skill, not just nostalgia. The episode lands at a 6 out of 10. It's emotional, yes, but over-the-top comedy and character changes keep it from greatness. And I'm sure the next time we see Red Flag, hell, feel like a totally new person again. What about you? Did this finale hit your heart or let you down? Let me know in the comments what you thought of Peacemaker and the series as a whole. And hey, don't leave yet. Click right here to watch my full review of Tron Ares. You're gonna love it. See you. Welcome guys, new Spider-Man brand new day rumors claim that Peter will transform into the Man-Spider monster from the 90s animated series. We had info that there might be more than 5 villains fighting Spidey. We all know what happened when a movie has too many villains. Right, Raimi? Honestly, it's funny to me. If it didn't work then, why would it work now? Tell me what you think in the comments. Well guys, let's start with the rumors. The new trailer said it begins with Spider-Man and Punisher. They are both in a van talking about a battle. Spider-Man takes Punisher's gun. He says he doesn't like violent justice. Scorpion shows his full suit. The suit looks like the one from the Insomniac game. There is a scene where Scorpion hits Spider-Man. Then Peter crashes into a bus. The bus moves and drags Spider-Man. The sources say the web swinging looks very ugly, and they say everyone will hate the new swinging. Hey guys, welcome back to another video, I'm Wetex, and well, this information is really exciting because I'm really fan of the character. And well, first of all, the interaction between Punisher and Spidey is really quiet, something normal, something that we saw in comics and the animated series. And that aspect, take it easy. But the rest is something super interesting. We had the Scorpion with his new suit, and actually is something like the video game of PS4 and PS5. So that is something great. Because if you remember all these amazing Spider-Man villain with all these technological suit, and that's what the feeling of that franchise. Here I think we are gonna have this style, this technology style, but with the video game, try to create this bridge between these two formats. So it is cool for me actually. If you like the video game, you will be enjoying all this stuff, you know. Oh look, it's exactly the same of the video game. Cool. So, and that's bit. It's a 10 out of 10. We will see the final product, of course. But something even more exciting to watch, and I really expect the trailer for that, is the swinging aspect. Look, I know with the CGI, everything looks exaggerated and even better, you know, because if you think in the physics of the movement, and I